Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Unfiltered Podcast. We are your host, Marco Barella.
And Troy Scherzer.
And today we have a special guest.
How we doing, boys?
Oh, shit, baby. We got our first guest on tonight. Wow, this has been... I know it's going to be mentioned a lot, but this has been an episode in the making for fucking knows how long.
Long time coming.
Long time coming, because I wanted to have Colin on the Barilla Show podcast, and then Troy was like, okay, I want him on my podcast, and then eventually when we combined our podcast, we were like, we had to have Colin on for our first guest. So we're back. We never left. I don't know why I keep saying we're back, but we have our first guest.
Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out. We have our first guest of the podcast. It is my protege. My protege.
Protege.
He is technically my boss, but not right now. Not right now. He's a good friend. He is a general manager at the Chipotle I work at. It is Colin Cook. Everybody, round of applause. Woo!
Hello. Appreciate you guys bringing me on. It's been a good time.
No problem, man. I'm excited. I'm very curious how this is gonna work out. Hopefully, this is a good formula so we can get more guests on.
Your first threesome?
It's my first time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Take it easy, please. Take it easy. But yeah,
Bring your mic a little bit closer to you.
we know you got a big mouth, so
There we
we
go.
make
How's
sure
that?
Yeah, much better.
Better?
There we go. Yep.
Cool.
that'll be you.
So, let's do the drink review right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
I think since we started off with that, we'll go strong with that. So, Troy's drink review.
We need a new intro.
So I know, right? So today we have White Claw Claw Tails. I found them. Basically, they're not a seltzer. They're not a juice. They're a little bit of both. Can't
Okay.
complain. I am trying the blackberry mojito. And what kind are you guys trying?
With the mango
Mango.
margarita.
We both got. We should have gotten different ones.
Well, that's why.
There's
you know,
plenty of
well,
time
it's fine.
left
Yeah,
on
we
this
got time.
episode.
It's fine.
This knocks the regular White Claw out of the water.
Does it?
Yeah, by far.
Is it?
I think
It's
so.
seltzer. It's really like heavy on the seltzer.
Yeah.
I'm not a big seltzer guy.
I
but
think
this-
it's way less than the actual White Claw. I'm getting less seltzer than normal.
I'm getting less of a sugary taste. White Claws have a sugar aftertaste. This one is not as bad.
I don't hate it. And I hate White Claws. So
Hashtag not sponsored. Please sponsor us.
Yeah, really.
So, what flavor do we have for you today, Troy?
I have the blackberry mojito. Sorry, I don't mean to keep moving your mic. I
No,
just
we
keep
gotta do what we
noticing
gotta
the
do, man.
volume. All right, so I got blackberry mojito. Did you guys do a review?
I would say I did. I think it's delicious. I think
All right, out of 10. We do decimals.
Okay.
We do decimals.
I'm going to give this one. I'm a big mango fan, so I'm going to give this one. I'm going to go a 7.6 out of 10.
I was gonna do
on this one
7.5.
here. We go 7.5.
Wow.
It's better than the mango
Wow.
flavor I had last week.
Yeah,
I'll tell
that
you
was-
that.
It's
I
not an
love it.
overpowering mango. It's not like a super fake
yeah.
mango, in there,
Nice.
which is nice.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay.
I'll be.
I'm glad other people like mango, so I don't have to give a
Do you? Yeah, you say you don't like mango.
I don't like
man.
mango, so all mine are a little.
Is
That's
that all
opinionated.
mango or just like mango flavoring?
Mango flavoring.
Okay.
Normal mango's fine.
Like the fruit, you can deal
Yeah.
with the fruit. Okay.
Same thing with strawberry and watermelon flavoring.
I don't blame you.
I'm
I
a
think
little weird.
strawberry flavoring is not.
Some
it
are
doesn't taste
fine.
like strawberry. It's
Yeah.
just like sweet. Like,
Yeah.
It's like the
I
same
get
thing with
that.
grapes. Grape and flavored. And
See,
grapes
I love grape though. That's I think.
I'm with Troy here.
Yeah.
I'm
the
not,
actual
like,
fruit grapes, I love grape, but like flavored, like juice, medicine, anything grape flavored is just no.
hot take. Grape Jolly Ranchers are like top 3. for
Yes.
me. I will
Dude.
take
100%.
I feel fucking
it's right
left
up there with
out.
the watermelon and the blue raspberry. For me.
I'm in
Yep.
enemy
that's it.
territory right now.
We once we melted down a whole bunch of Jolly Ranchers into where it's basically like I don't want to say plastic, but it's like that consistency, almost like a wax of the Jolly
like
Rancher.
really thin, like a sheet.
And then
right?
we
Okay.
put toothpicks through grapes and ran the grapes through it,
I've
and it
seen
made
that.
like the candy stuff.
That's probably real
We
good.
the problem we did is we put too many layers on the grapes, so they basically became Jolly Ranchers with grapes inside.
Oh,
So they were
I
no
know,
longer crunchy
yeah.
because the whole point is to be like real crunchy when you
I
when
think
you
it's called
bite it.
Cthulhu or something like that. There's like
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
Japanese
Yeah, that
terminology.
sugar stuff they have, and they just
Yeah.
that looks.
You
so
could put
good.
anything into that. I saw someone do like a chicken nugget. It's fucking crazy.
I'm
It wasn't
probably not
bad,
doing chicken, but I will definitely try some grapes. At that point, you just turn it into like a healthier, like Tootsie Pop. Like
Yeah.
instead of a Tootsie Roll in the middle of a lollipop, you gotta.
I think
gotta cut
sugar,
it in there.
melted sugar. I can't imagine how much that aftertaste is gonna taste like.
No, that's fair. All right.
But
Hold on.
yeah,
I didn't get mine ready.
I
What
forgot.
do you-
Go. Gargle it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A little spit take.
It's not bad. It's not the greatest. You don't really you don't taste the alcohol, which I like.
Yeah,
The-
definitely not a very like strong like burn sensation.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
definitely a very tropical flavoring though of all of these. I'll give it a solid 7.3.
Okay.
I'm a
Be
little bit less
extra.
than you guys, but it is definitely in the sevens.
So extra. Can I
Alright,
be extra?
go fuck yourself. They're actually really good though.
They're not bad at all.
Yeah,
For
they're-
being
This
a
is
White
something I
Claw,
would totally buy
100%.
for myself during the summer.
100%.
And I'm not a bit like when I'm drinking during the summer. It's usually
Yeah.
something like a cider or
Yep.
a mixed drink. So
Okay.
if I can add something onto that's
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's a win-win right there.
Because all the carbonation. Because after like 2 or 3 drinks, the carbonation,
Oh,
you're
yeah, that
just
shit
feeling it in
build-
your stomach, and you're like,
Yeah.
you just don't
I
feel
remember when I
good.
went to Cancun for the first time. Though I drank nothing but screwdrivers, orange juice, and vodka for like
Oh.
16 hours, like
Wow.
each day. Well, probably like 7 hours each day, but yeah, it didn't feel too good on the stomach afterwards.
Oh my lord.
That's gotta be fun.
Yeah, freshly turned 18. Buddy's dad is like, "Yeah, you get the money, we'll take you down to Cancun." It was a great time.
That's in Mexico. I had to think. I had to think about it. I was in Cancun. Cancun's beautiful.
Yeah,
I remember having yeah. Have you ever had a Miami Vice?
Yeah.
It was a virgin version.
what's that?
of it.
Pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri mixed up. right?
Pineapple, some fruit daiquiri,
Mhm.
but there was a virgin. They call it Miami Vice Virgin. It was basically a sugary concoction.
Yeah, it's just a fruit sugar
but
smoothie.
like I had like 5 of these a day, and I was there for a week. I was fucking pounding in Miami.
wired, bro.
Yeah.
You were probably wired.
It was so good. It was like a dad. I'm like, I want to get wasted on these Virgin Miami Vices, and I'm like, okay, buddy.
I remember kid had a bar mitzvah, and they had it was I guess we were like what 12 or 13 when you do bar mitzvahs.
Something.
And they had a virgin bar, and they were making virgin pina coladas, and you got 12-year-olds like, I got a pina colada, all
I'm
freaking
fucking
out. Yeah, like that's great.
And then they act drunk when they go home. They go,
Oh,
Ma,
Absolutely.
Ma, I think I'm gonna throw up. But yeah, we got a little off track, but
That's okay.
But yeah, so Colin is technically my boss. I've been working at Chipotle. How much can we talk about it? I know they're a little sensitive.
I mean, as long as we don't show anything, what are they gonna do? I don't think we're not at work right now. We're fine.
It's true. That should be an episode though.
It would be fun doing it in the walk-in one day.
Yes.
Crazy.
Quick. You were there for 30 minutes.
Sneak in
What
there.
the fuck are you guys doing in there? We're just
It's fine.
storage. But yeah, so Colin's my boss. We work at Chipotle together. How long you been? You haven't been at? I don't want to like say your location, but
okay, well,
you
the store we're at now, I've been the general manager there. It'll be 2 years coming up in May. So I've been there for about 2 years. I've been with the company it'll be 3 years in June.
because you
So-
said you were at another location to train, and then you transferred.
Yeah, I started at one spot, was there for about 2 months training, went to another store to help out, and then just kind of stayed there until I found a spot for me to take over my own store, basically. So
Yeah.
it worked out pretty well. I was only there I think I got there in August, and then by May, I was over at my store. So
Shit.
it was a nice, quick,
Able
quick
to
and easy
conquer
process.
that.
It's kind of crazy. I asked them about getting that promotion step, and my boss at the time, he was like, "Yeah, you're one of the next in line. We're just kind of waiting for a store to come. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months. We're not really sure yet." I was like, "Okay," and then 2 days later, I get a call. Hey, can you come in earlier today? I want to sit down and talk with you. I was like, okay. And they're like, yep, we're gonna give you that store over there. And I was like, okay, cool. Not much of a wait after that. So moved pretty fast.
That's good. I mean, what originally attracted you to the Chipotle? Do you just like their food, or you just like you saw an open job, you were like, I'm gonna take it?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The baby scare, basically. So found out that I was having a little one. Was working a bartender job. Not consistent. So I was like, yeah, gotta crack down, get something a little more consistent. So I just started looking. Had a lot of manager experience from working in public storage. So just kind of put my resume out there and, got a bite from them. Just kind of ran with it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's definitely. I think it's definitely panned out. You've been there for, like you said, about 2 years. I think It's quite the unique experience. We have a lot of stories about working at Chipotle.
Yeah, we could definitely. We could.
That's
just do
a whole other
Chipotle
episode. That's
absolutely.
an entire. We gotta have all the people.
That'd be
That-
crazy, like a 6-person episode with a bunch of people.
It would be a lot of ranting. I think it'll be like a 5-hour
Yeah, it
episode.
would probably get pretty crazy. That would be.
This motherfucker is so lazy. I hate it. No. That's a 5-hour episode.
I could have a 5-hour episode about one person there.
They know who they are.
No names.
That's fucking hilarious, though. But I know you kind of mentioned it. What you were saying is that you worked as a bartender. You said you weren't the manager. You were just a bartender, or you were.
It was just bartending. Yeah. It was actually a bar that I kind of worked off and on a lot since I was 18. Got my first job there. It was my first serving job. Served tables Monday through Friday, day shift 11 to 5, and then, I got a full-time job, so I left for a little bit. Wanted to make some more money. Came back. It was just one of those things. Like the people who owned the bar and the management and the people I worked with were really awesome. I remember when I left the first time, they knew I was playing baseball. The owner gave me like $100 gift card to like Dick's so I could go get some like new equipment and stuff.
Oh,
they were really cool. So I just kept coming back.
What position?
What position? What did you like to know? First base and outfield. A lot of first base and right field.
Damn.
Yep.
She must be really flexible.
Could definitely do a split.
I can't. That's why I never did first base.
Show you later.
That's for the exclusive page. That's the exclusive content.
That's that unfiltered OF page.
Literally
That's the
unfiltered.
unfiltered podcast.
Don't give us ideas now. But yeah, that's cool. And then you said storage facility. You were the head honcho over there.
Yeah, at the spot I was. I worked for that company for 5 years. Did a lot for them. I was all over the place. Helped them open a couple new properties. Trained all the new hires and stuff. Gave me a great opportunity. Got to live on site. That's one thing that not a lot of people know about that.
Yeah, that's like.
Yeah, pretty much all those locations. I don't know. Public storage. I don't care. I don't work for them anymore. We can name drop it. I don't care. Yeah, but all those locations have like apartments on site, and the managers usually live there.
Where's this closest one near us?
There's one in Southampton. There's one. Oh no, Maryland Road, right over. What's it called? Right by the Turnpike entrance.
Oh.
Over in Willow Grove. Yeah, there's one right there.
Oh.
But yeah, my commute to work in the morning was 9 steps from my apartment to my office.
That's gotta be.
It was fantastic.
If you're late, then that's just
Yeah,
completely your fault.
I could roll. I had to be there at 9:30 in the morning, so like
We're all to bed.
can't get up at 9:30.
You can go in your pajamas.
But I there was days I woke up at like 9:25, and I'm just like, I'm gonna run in, clock in real quick, and then I'm gonna come back and do my morning routine.
What?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Got paid to do that shit. That's crazy.
All the time. Best for
funny.
snow days. Like no one, like when it
No,
was snowing,
yeah.
no one showed up. Then I would just hang out in the apartment playing Xbox all day. Like,
And
it
you
was
got
just
paid to
great.
do it?
Oh yeah,
Shit.
and a free apartment. I didn't pay rent. I didn't pay utilities.
What
The
the?
only thing I had to pay
fuck?
for was like Wi-Fi and like food, like just regular household
Wow.
stuff at that point. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's fucking dope. What?
Yeah, I even swindled a kid to be my roommate, and he paid me like $300 a month for like 3 months. Yeah, because it was a 2-bedroom apartment, and I was like, yeah, I got to take a little pay cut, but if you want to move in, you pay me $300, like $300 a month for an apartment. That's nothing.
easy,
Like, it's
yeah.
so easy. And he was like,
What?
yeah, absolutely, because he was still living with his parents. But then after like 3 months, he just couldn't do it anymore. He moved back home. He was like, yeah, I got a car payment, so I can't handle both. I'm like, dude, that's like $500 a month
That's
at
crazy.
the long end. Like, come on.
He just hated you.
He might have. I don't know. The way he exited was kind of crazy. Like,
Oh, was it like on bad?
so he was like
terms?
supposed to stay for like I think it was July. He was leaving at the end of July, and he was supposed to. He was gonna pay me rent. And then it was like July 3rd, and he's like packing up boxes. I'm like, oh, he's starting to get stuff together. He's like, I'm just gonna move everything out today. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay. And then he
shit.
just didn't give me the rent. And it's like, I know it was only $300, but like at that time, I wasn't making a lot of money. I had already spent $300 of the rent money I was expected to get, and then didn't get it. So it kind of screwed me over for a little bit. But he just like, it was almost like an Irish goodbye. Like if I didn't say anything to him, he would have just been gone without me. Like it was pretty crazy.
What the
Wow.
fuck?
Yeah.
That's insane, though.
Yeah. Also, a kid I knew forever. Like we went to school all the way from first grade through high school. We lived like a 15-minute walk away from each other.
Have you
So-
talked to him since, or?
Yeah, a couple times. It's been pretty normal. I don't know. He must have he went through like a midlife crisis or something. He just started calling all of his friends because he moved to like North Carolina, and then like randomly I just got a call, and I'm like, "What's up, man? What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, I just want to check in on my old buddies," and I'm like,
The fuck?
"Okay." I'm like, "What's up, man?" So it was bizarre, but I don't know. I guess maybe he's just homesick. Maybe he just moved somewhere he doesn't have anybody out there.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
That's
good.
good.
That's a good story. So I gotta ask, how did the TikToks come? How did that whole
The TikToks.
shenanigan start?
All right. Well, I mean, I'm before like the big TikTok. So I don't, have we even talked about it really yet?
You had an old
No.
account?
So I make TikToks. On my account, the exits are missing. I make horror content.
I'll be sure to leave that in the
Um,
description.
okay.
Make sure you guys get plugged.
But basically, I've loved horror movies, loved movies themselves, and just like the process of making them. So I've always been kind of leaning towards that. But really, what happened was just I was working one day, opening a new property for public storage. Was doing my daily walkthrough, still no customers or anything. I went to turn to leave the building, and there should have been a door in front of me, but the door wasn't there. And I was
Oh shit.
for a second, I was like, wait a minute. And really what it was I just turned like one hallway too soon. But it just got me thinking, like, what if you came to one of these places and just all the doors disappeared and there was no way to get out of there? So
the exits were missing.
yeah, the exits went missing. So I made a whole new account, named it that. I filmed a 60-second video maybe of me just walking around with some creepy music. Like, oh, I came here 4 hours ago to get some Christmas decorations. And now all the doors are gone. Basically, I don't know what to do. And
Yeah.
people lost their minds. Like,
Really?
oh yeah, I
Ate it
posted
up,
that
yeah.
video within a week. It had like 2 or 3 million views.
Wanna look at it
Holy
right
crap.
now.
Like the account blew up overnight. I think I was at 200,000 followers within a week and a half of posting
Wow.
my first video.
Wow.
It's just crazy because most of the people, like, I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, I made this thing. It's called an ARG, an alternate reality game, and I made one without even knowing what they were. Like, I made that video, and people started commenting on like what I should do. So I started doing the things that they commented and just making videos on that,
Yeah.
and it just kept going and going.
Wow.
And yeah, and people were like,
You
"Oh,
ever
this is a
watched it?
great ARG."
I didn't see the first video. No.
I'm looking at it right now. 2.4 million likes,
Wow.
and this was in 2020. Yeah, I came here 4 hours ago for get Christmas decoration. The comments, or like now till the lights go out. Welcome back. And, you know, because like it's based off. I know Troy's not gonna know it, but me and Colin do. But it's based off the popular. I guess I think it's a creepypasta.
Yeah, I would say
It's based
so.
off like a creepy lore. It's called the Backrooms.
Oh, I know about the back rooms.
Oh, you
I'm
know
not,
the back
I'm
room?
not that stupid.
Well, you were not. You were, I know wasn't familiar with your game with your arena, but it's based off that. Which, by the way, fucking terrifying concept.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
I would-
I know.
I'll
Like,
have
it's
a
just
panic.
like the simplest form is you could be anywhere. I think the original one was somebody was at a doctor's office and they were in the lobby waiting and they were sitting on like, you know, those like horrible benches like they
Yeah.
have in like hospitals and stuff.
Yep.
Like they were sitting on that and they like leaned back into the wall, and when they leaned into the wall, they fell through it into like an alternate reality. Like that's like the
Oh,
original
alright.
one that somebody made, and they were in those like yellow dingy hallways or
Yep.
whatever.
Because the
That's how
whole
it
yeah,
started.
like, the whole appeal is that it's supposed to be like a childhood memory. Like, oh, that looks so familiar. You see,
right,
like
you just can't put your finger on where it's
it
from.
looks like because like I think I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the original creator. I think it's a YouTuber, Kane Pixels. I think is his name. He doesn't. It because the whole point of it was it's supposed to be like AI, but he made it look so real. It looked like it was a like found footage film.
Yeah.
But like because he's made other horror short films, but like this one really popped off. What amazes me, it's all computer generated. He does it all from.
Everything, yeah, it's kind of.
It's not like he goes
sure.
in a building and actually records like Colin did. It was like legit, just all computer.
Really?
And he created all from scratch. Like it's such a unique, and especially on TikTok, where it's like short form content, like especially horror
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like eat that up, like it's very incredible.
Well, that's the best part about so horror itself. I think not necessarily the worst part, but I think the part that drives people away from it sometimes is the setup. Like there's a lot
Too
of
many
setup in horror
cliches, right?
movies. Like not even yeah, sure. There's a ton of cliches, but it's rare that you like. I mean, I watch a ton of horror movies, and it's kind of rare that I find one where the action starts in the first 30 to 40 minutes. Like you're learning about your characters, you're drawing it out. But when you have only that 60 seconds, you got to get into the action like right away.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't have that 20, 30 minutes of time to build up this character to make people care about. You got that 60 seconds right there. And I know now you can make I think you can make 20-minute videos on TikTok at this
10 or
point.
20.
Yeah.
But when I first started doing it, it was 60 seconds. That was the limit. So so you know, like, you have to tell a whole story basically in 60 seconds sometimes. That was where the ARG was nice because I got to drag it. I think that went on for probably close to 2 months. I think was like the original thing.
The comments are like, "Oh, try this," and you would like do the like, or you were like, try to go upwards, and you were like, "Oh, there's like a roof. I can't go over." Like, people
So,
are like actively participating.
and that was also the only interaction I had with anybody. I didn't like I never responded to comments or message. The amount of messages and comments I got right off the bat was absurd. But I didn't respond to anybody. I kind of wanted them to think like what's going on? Like, is this actually happening to somebody? And it went on for a long time, for like 2 months, and then I don't want to say I got bored of it, but like I ran out of storage unit ideas. Like, there's only so many things you can do in a storage unit.
How did it end? You ended up finding an exit?
Well, I got out. I ended up in a graveyard. Like I found something that like I woke up in the middle of a graveyard. Luckily, like the storage unit I lived at, across the street was this huge Jewish cemetery. So I would go over there like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sorry, guys, I gotta record a text.
It was January, like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm all bundled up. I'm like running through this cemetery, filming these videos by myself.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me.
They would have like, I don't know if it was like a security guard, but there was always someone driving through, and I would see the headlights far away. So I'm like, all right, let's dip behind this bush real quick. So it's like, I don't even know, like,
that would have been a perfect
or whatever.
That would have been a perfect video too.
Yeah, like for maybe a different situation, but like, so yeah, I think I ended up in a cemetery, ran around out there for a little bit, and then it kind of just restarted, like a loop started. Like I refilmed the original video, and like towards the end, like the comments changed to like, oh no, wait a minute, like not again, or something like that. Like it turned into a whole loop. And then the next video I made was just me like, yo, thank you. Like, this was awesome. I didn't expect anybody to really get into this. Yeah. And all the comments I got were like, oh, wait, I thought you were like a 12-year-old girl. Or like some dude was like, wait, this isn't an Asian dude? And I'm like, what? Like, what does that have to do?
I gotta be Asian. What the fuck?
So yeah, people were like, there was a lot of people who were shocked. Like,
they were bummed out.
I don't know if they really thought it was real, but they were like, wait, this is like not real. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
No, like I've been in a storage unit for 2 months.
They're the little girls.
Videos. Like, no, it's not real. But then after that, just kind of got into filming like horror sketches, just like little things I thought of in my apartment. I did one other ARG where it was like a camping trip. It was like a Blair Witch inspired video.
Good movie.
Yeah, where like me and my buddy, we went camping and like I got kidnapped. That's one you got to watch. So that's like,
no.
Do you ever hear of like found footage movies?
Yeah.
Where, like, so it's like people filming
Absolutely
the whole time?
not.
So this is the original found footage. This is where it started.
This was the
I won't be watching this.
It was like 3 people in Maryland were like, they're making like a news report on the Blair Witch, was like a witch in Maryland. So like the 3 of them go out in the woods looking for all these sites where they say like, oh, a sacrifice happened here. There's the house of the Blair Witch. Dude, the whole movie is them just like screaming and crying into the camera like the whole time.
The ending.
The ending's crazy.
People didn't like the ending. I remember when I wasn't. I don't think I was alive. When did that come out? 2002?
No, it was.
Or was it 2000s?
I think it was late 90s. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was like the late 90s.
Can we spoil the end? Because I'm not gonna watch it.
So,
spoiler
I mean,
alert.
if you need a spoiler alert for the Blair Witch.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I
don't
know,
listen to the next couple minutes.
The movie came out like 25, 30 years ago.
1999.
Yeah, it came out almost 26 years ago.
I wasn't alive.
Basically, the whole like thing with the Blair Witch was to like avoid her, you like couldn't look at her for like the most part. Oh. So they would tell people to like stand in the corner so that like you would just look at the wall in the corner. Yeah. So the whole movie kind of just ends with like the camera falling out of one of the dude's hands, like he runs away or something, and then you just see like the girl just like standing in the corner, just like hang, and then it just like kind of ends after that. Like the camera gets kicked and it's over. It was just like a big like. They wanted to leave it like ambiguous at the end.
Wasn't there an
like,
alternate ending?
Oh, I'm sure there was
like it was famous. Like I think I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it was, but I think it was something like he turned around and his face was all fucked up or something like that. I know that it was famous for a while that there was an alternate ending to Blair Witch.
But the reason that movie was so cool when it came out because the publicity they did for it, they like made all these like websites with like fake police report. They made it seem like it was like these 3 kids legitimately went out and got lost, and like this was like the footage they found afterwards. People were terrified back in the 90s. Like they were like,
I was gonna say
that was like the, you know how like you hear about, oh, everyone left the movies throwing up, and like that was like one of the first movies besides The Exorcist that was like people legit left the movies because they were like so scared.
Yeah,
they thought it really happened to these like 3 random kids in Maryland.
I saw like I don't know if you saw like the actors who got casted. They actually had to like actually fit into the role, so they would go camping and they were actually
they had to hike out like a day and a half to like where they were filming a lot of stuff. So, like they hated it. I don't even think they were actors either. Like they never did anything before that.
Wow. Well, I guess then you get more raw footage. You get less acted.
If you don't have a legit reacting,
which adds more to it. Like why?
If you throw Brad Pitt in that movie, like clearly Brad Pitt didn't die in the woods in Maryland. Like, so yeah,
he's after me.
That'd be crazy.
I can't believe
the plot lines are fine. It's the scary shit. I can't.
You're just genuinely scared.
I can't deal with scary
stuff. Is it like just like jump scares? Is that really bad?
It's the fact that it could possibly be real.
Those are the worst ones. Yeah.
Those I can't deal with. I can deal with like, oh, okay, this shit isn't actually gonna happen. Like I can watch it.
Right.
What's it called?
Like
we were just talking about
Terrifier.
I thought it was hilarious.
Right.
To be honest,
like,
I didn't
you're
watch
not
the whole
gonna run into many
space
supernatural clowns in your life, but
like shit like
Ghostface, like Scream, like you could totally have somebody in your school class just go crazy and just start killing people.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those, but I have no kind of the plot of it.
Oh yeah,
it kind of keeps going on and on with somebody new.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, they're always like related to like a previous killer too. Not
really?
like even like not like a
it can
familiar.
Be like an ex-survivor. Like,
something like that. Like I think in the second one, it was like it was the mom of the dude in the first one who got killed. Like he was the killer in the first one, and he got killed. So his mom came and started killing people in the second one.
Kind of like with Jason.
Like reverse, I guess.
Kind of. But like I get what you mean. I'm like you're kind of like skeptical. You kind of like you're like because like shit like with like the Ring. Like so you have 7. Was it 7 or 5 days? 7 days. You have like
7 days.
Like the Ouija board shit. I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
I've done the Ouija board. My mom was super religious. She's like, don't you ever fucking.
Dude, I should have brought mine. I have one from Salem, Massachusetts that was made back in the 60s. Yeah, it was made in this.
That's content, baby.
I found it at a yard sale, a big flea market over in Trevose. They sold it for like $6, and I looked it up, and I'm like, that was like one of the original thing. I'm like, that's awesome. Like Salem, Massachusetts from the 60s. Yeah,
if this video gets 10 likes, we'll do it.
10 likes? No.
That's content.
You two can.
I will
not be there.
I will 100% be there.
We'll do it at 3 a.m. too.
Oh yeah.
Go crazy. Mm-hmm. Candles everywhere.
Fuck no.
Come on.
No.
In the middle of Chipotle's lobby.
that I would be down for. So in the middle of Chipotle doing it. I couldn't. No. I don't know about it. Anything that's a little too realistic for me or could happen, I'm not.
Oh, I totally get that.
I know you would love Final Destination. That's your cup of tea right there.
That movie's crazy.
That movie fucked me up as a child. I watched it when I was young.
What was it?
So it's like basically.
Oh yeah.
No.
So you're gonna have a field day.
So how every movie starts is the main character has like a premonition of like something bad gonna happen, like a huge catastrophe. Mm-hmm. The first one is they're getting on a plane to go to Paris, and they're on the plane, and like the kid has this premonition of the whole thing crashing. Okay. But then he like jumps back to like right before they get on the plane, and he like remembers the whole thing. So he stops like maybe 6 or 7 of the people from getting on the plane, and then the plane actually crashes. But then the whole like tagline is like death has a way of like.
You can't
they were supposed to die, so the death comes from it. It does these crazy, convoluted death
outlandish
scenes.
Shit.
Like each person dies. Like I remember the one. I don't think it was the first one, but it was the teacher, the girl. Oh, it was the first one. She gets like this mug, and she puts like vodka in it. The vodka's too cold, so it like cracks the mug, and then she's dripping vodka through her house, and she puts the mug on her computer, and then that starts a fire that like goes all the way and explodes her computer, and then like she falls backwards onto like the ground, and then like a knife falls off her counter. Like it just does all this ridiculous. You know, like Mousetrap. You ever play the game Mousetrap? The board game.
Bit. And like
that has like all these crazy things that have to link up for it to
Yep.
work. It's like that. It's like
Okay.
Mousetrap, but the end of the game is somebody dying,
Okay.
basically.
God.
Yeah, and there's like 5 or 6 of them, right?
One of the there's a new one coming out.
Yeah, I think
That's,
later this
one of
year.
the ones I remember the most as a child, because I remember I watched it for some reason. It was on right before in the morning, so I was eating breakfast
What
before
the
school,
Fuck.
and it came on. I was like, okay, well, and it was one where the two of them were on a tanning bed. You remember the tanning bed
Oh
one?
yeah, yeah. I think
And,
that's
like,
the third one or the fourth one.
Something happens where like something off the shelf falls, and like a little bowl, like a ball, and then basically a piece of wood like traps them in the tanning bed, and they catch it on fire, and they fucking get baked
Yeah,
alive.
they
What the
like some
hell?
And they're just yelling and they're screaming so like
and you,
violent.
their blood, their skin's boiling while they're in the tanning bed. Oh, I'll never get into
The
the tanning
laser
bed
eye
because
one,
of that. Yeah,
Where she gets fucking lasered in her eye and she fucking falls.
But that's not even what kills her, is it?
No, I think the fall outside.
Well, she ends up falling out of a huge window.
Think about like literally anything in this room can kill you. That's what basically Final Destination is. That
Yeah,
fucking
it's
can
brutal.
kill you somehow, and it'll make it. It's like the most paranoid shit. I understand.
I think what would be worse for him than something like that would be like The Strangers, which is literally just a movie
Ooh,
about
Hush is good. You ever
Yeah,
seen Hush?
yeah, Hush is great.
Is Hush the one that there's a lady in the cabin, and then there's a guy outside?
deaf.
and
Yeah,
just
she's a deaf
Yes.
writer. Yeah, it's
and
such
he's
a
like
good movie.
outside the whole time and like
She
walking around,
doesn't
and then
know, really.
doesn't she like shoot him with a crossbow eventually?
Yeah, he has a
okay.
crossbow and she
Yeah.
like steals it.
Yes, yes.
The craziest part, I love that movie, and so the guy who made it, Mike Flanagan, he also made the Haunting of Hill House, that series that was on Netflix
Oh,
that
Nico was telling
everybody
me about
loved.
that.
Yeah, it's a
Is
great
it-
show. But the actress in the movie, that's his wife, who plays the deaf
Is
writer.
she actually
Really?
deaf? Is she deaf?
She's not deaf. No.
Okay.
No,
No.
she was in Hill House too. She
So
was the
it's
girl with like
ableist.
the gloves. She's awesome. She's a great actress. But she's married to the director and the guy who made that movie. And I saw this interview. They're talking that to come up with ideas for that movie, she would sit inside their house with the doors all locked, and he would like go around the house and try to break in their own house and scare her while they were doing it.
I love.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, that was so much fun to do." And she was like, she hated it so much. But yeah, he would
That's
just
the-
try to break in and scare his wife to come.
That's
up with
the thing with
ideas
like
for that
method
movie.
acting. I love hearing stories about method actors, like what like Heath Ledger would do for Joker. He would sit in a fucking dark room for hours and just like getting that fucking like
I
fucking.
think sometimes it goes too far though.
Well, obviously
Yeah.
in his
Like
case, but,
sometimes
like,
you can't
have,
even get out of it. You go
Yes.
too far.
like sometimes you have like because I'm watching Dexter, Michael C. Hall.
Yeah.
He would stalk people in New York.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
insane.
because he obviously plays fucking. Have you seen? You know the plot.
That
of
dude needs
Dexter?
to be in jail. Like that's not.
So he's like, yeah, I got into the mindset of just stalking people, and I kind of got into. I'm like, pause. The
Like
fuck?
I'm all for people watching. Like I'll sit on a bench and watch people all day.
Like,
but,
that's
like,
not stalking. You're
yeah,
in
I'm
your
not gonna
port.
follow one
But,
guy.
like,
to
literally,
his
like,
job at his
at
house or
going
something like that.
deliberately going out of your way to like creep and like.
Be like that guy right there. He gets his coffee every day at 8:40. Like that's a problem.
Have you seen Dexter? Have you watched Dexter?
Nah, I've heard good things about
Oh,
that.
it's so fucking good. Like I don't want to like bore you out, but story like you said, he'll literally like before he goes by a code, he kills worst to
Right,
worst.
he's like, yeah,
He doesn't kill like any average, but like
it's like
he'll like a week watching him at 8:30 he'll go get coffee. He goes on this one, he greets this person like
yeah, he's got everything down to a T.
and people like you said method acting who will literally like the best one I could think of was like Tom Cruise. Not Tom
What?
Cruise. Who is who? No, it is because like the body transformations he'll do. Is it Tom Cruise?
No, Christian Bale. You
Bale,
thinking of?
Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
yeah. When he played that fighter in that movie, he got
Yes.
so
He was like
small.
fat. He was
terrifying.
fat for that one president movie, Dick Cheney.
was it Dick Cheney, yeah.
And then he went to, like the mechanist. What was it?
Yeah, that's the fighting movie, I
machinist
think,
or
the
something like
machinist,
that.
yeah.
He was like fucking like
You
100
see
pounds.
his bones, man. Yeah, he looked horrible.
That's not healthy.
No,
Wow.
The things you do for the paycheck.
Yeah. I think the one dude that was one of the serial killers had that. And he said afterwards he had to take a break because he got really fucked up from it. It was
Yeah, like,
either
it takes you too far.
I can't remember. I don't know if it was the one. What's it called? The gay guy that would kill the young guy or the men and
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Dahmer. I
Oh.
think it was Dahmer. He had to quit because
What
number
was
one,
it?
he was getting death threats because of his role. And
Was
then,
this the recent one, the Evan
Yeah,
Peters? When
yeah.
he did it?
Evan
Yeah?
Peters.
Okay.
yes,
That's
and
his
he
name.
also had to take time because of how fucked up he got from taking the role.
I
and
Could
having
you
couldn't
to get in
imagine
that
that?
mindset.
Like, oh, I gotta pretend to be this dude who loves to eat people.
Yeah.
Like, and really convince people.
And the thing is that
It's
people
crazy.
will fucking idolize, like people like make like fucking TikTok people like, oh, he's so hot. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Dog."
like people are still obsessed with Ted Bundy. Like,
Ted
oh,
Bundy.
I would have
Bundy
married
was a
him.
big
Like,
fucking the
dude, like,
Menendez
killed,
brothers.
40 people.
The Menendez brothers when that first came out, like, oh, they were so hot. I'm like, nah, that was not idolized killers. Like,
People
no.
do crazy things. There was even that one girl, like in that show, or not the. You guys see the Ted Bundy, Zac Efron when he played Ted Bundy?
Mhm.
I saw
That was that
Yeah.
one movie. That
Yep.
one was pretty good. But like basically, just some girl just like comes there and like marries him while he's in prison. Like the whole like she never knew him ever until like everything came out, and then
Oh,
she
that's
comes
right.
and marries him. It's
Yep.
like you hear all these things that this dude could potentially be killing
Yeah.
women across
Mhm.
the country. So I'm gonna come here, meet him, and marry him on the spot. Like,
Yeah.
that's absurd.
I don't. He never actually confessed, did he? He never.
dead, right?
Apparently,
He's
he's
dead,
dead.
yeah,
he got
he-
the chair. Well, like
yeah.
in the show, I don't know how accurate it is. Like the girl he was really into came and she asked like how he did it, and like I remember he like blows fog on the window between them and like writes hacksaw on it.
That's
like,
right.
How he,
Yep.
like, cut their head off. So I don't know how accurate that is to like if Ted Bundy actually did that.
Ted Bundy was the
Um,
clown, right? I'm
No,
sorry.
that's
No.
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Ted Bundy was just the guy who was apparently like super
Good looking.
suave, and like he would like just pull over and pretend like he had a broken arm, and then like just like hit girls with a tire iron and like take them away and
Because
stuff.
no, it was
He
Jeff-
had the beetle, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the beetle.
I'm thinking of Jeffrey Dahmer. He's one who got killed in prison by the other prison mate.
Yes, yeah, he got killed in prison.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was like,
Sucks to
'cause he-
suck.
because obviously did he was yeah, fuck him, but did he get life or was he gonna
Skill
get?
No,
death
he was
penalty?
there for death penalty. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Because
It was
I
too soon, I
remember,
think.
because like I remember, because once he was in prison to like kind of like save face, he was trying to become a Christian,
Yes.
and the guy who killed him was
Oh.
a Christian. He was like, dude, we don't fucking want you. God doesn't forgive you. And
yeah,
he ends up like, dude, that show fucking just.
that show was
me.
crazy. That one was good.
I couldn't finish it. I
I
couldn't
never finished it.
That's
Yeah.
real.
Crazy.
Like, I mean, obviously, you know,
It's not.
like-
It's real. Like that happened, and that's
Yeah.
absurd.
people like don't even remember that like the fucking like Texas Chainsaw Massacre actually happened. Like there was a leather.
Yeah, kind of.
It wasn't as exaggerated like
so
in
it's
the
that dude,
movies.
Yeah.
Ed Gein. Like Ed Gein is who
Was
they
it in
based.
Pennsylvania too?
I don't know.
It was probably fucking Texas. What am I talking
Yeah,
about?
Ed Gein is like he was a serial killer back in the day that they like a lot of horror movies used like stuff from Ed Gein. But Texas Chainsaw was the biggest one because he was known for going and just like taking body parts from like graves nearby, and he had like they went to his house and he had like chairs made out of bones.
That was
and
the
stuff
footage
like
that they
Jesus
had in the movie
Christ.
where like the camera guy was going and all of a sudden you hear like the whoosh and like I think the camera cuts off before he kills
That
him.
noise is so crazy to me. The
The-
flashbulb sound effect. Yeah, it's just those like old cameras where they would have to like screw in like a
Mhm.
bulb.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those, like just like taking a picture. It's just like you hear it in the movie, and it's the most unsettling sound, like right off the bat. They
Have to
and then
do
they
more.
cheapen it. Like Texas Chainsaw has how many movies? Probably 7 or 8.
That's a franchise.
And then they start
Yeah.
like in the first couple. That sound is used really well, and every time they use it, it feels creepy. And then by the time you get to like the fourth one, they're using it for like prom pictures or something like that. You're just
Oh.
like, this
Yeah.
sucks. Like it's not scary anymore.
Yep.
They do that in all. I mean, any horror franchise that goes on for more than like 4 movies, they start to ruin their own stuff basically, and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much so. Like even like Halloween, I'm a huge Halloween fan.
You didn't like the recent adaptations?
No, I think
Really?
Halloween Ends was
Oh, that was
horrible.
good. The first one.
Why are we getting some random dude named Corey dressing up as Michael Myers killing people?
yeah,
Like,
like
I
he
don't-
was
I
supposed to
don't
be
want
like
that.
the protege.
I don't think I watched Halloween Ends. I think
Halloween
I watched.
Ends is
the-
rough.
You're
I
not
wa-
missing out.
I watched the one where he was stuck in the basement with it burning, and then they like pan back.
was
and he
the
was
That's
no
the
second-
longer
first
there.
one. That's Halloween.
That
That's
one was good.
Halloween 2018.
Yes,
That-
Halloween
that one was
2018.
good.
That was like
yes.
the first of the 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he survives that. He like there's like a gun locker down there.
He's-
he basically like
dude.
hid in the gun locker.
Oh, really?
and
like-
yeah.
That's like the thing that you were talking about with like most horror movies. It can be the greatest horror movie ever, and it will still have the most predictable cliches. Like
Sure.
the most like, oh, he survived a burning building by hiding in a locker. Okay, I mean, I can maybe see that, but then he then proceeds to kill like 15 firemen. He outnumbers.
brutally too.
Like there's 15 fucking firemen with axes and saws, and you couldn't fucking kill one like.
They're stopping.
and they're even shooting him with that crazy hose too. They got their fire
just
hose
fucking
out.
walking.
He's just walking right through it. Well, the whole thing is that Michael Myers is supposed to be the embodiment of evil.
He feeds off
He's
evil.
not-
He's not human.
The more people he kills, the stronger he gets.
One
It's
of
kinda
my-
how it goes.
Do you see the one kill where it was that one black lady in the car? She was stuck. She had a gun, and she was like trying to like shoot
Oh,
at
he
him.
kicks the door.
He kicks the fucking door, and it ricochets, and she fucking.
Yeah, she shoots herself in the head.
I'm
He
like,
kicks-
how the fuck?
That's
Oh
a
my
that's
God.
that's a crazy kill.
Now, I
won't
laughed.
even lie.
I
Oh, yeah.
fucking
There's
laughed.
some great kills in horror movies that like either shock you or make you laugh. Like, sure, you go to Terrifier, you can get all those really, really gross, like gory kills. But then in there's a movie You're Next. I don't know if you've seen You're Next.
No, I've heard of that.
It's kind of like a home invasion movie, but there's one girl. Like it's a family reunion, and then people like just start shooting arrows in the house and stuff, trying to kill them. But one of the girls who's married to somebody in the family, like grew up on a survivalist compound, and she just starts like it
John
turns
Wick in
into
it.
like it turns into like her like defending the house against these home invaders, and she's super smart. But she gets into a fight with one of them at one point, and there's a blender. And she takes the blender, she like smashes the guy in the head with the what do you call that thing? What's the
Blade?
What goes on? No, the
the
cup thing like that goes on a blender, because the blender's the actual thing at the bottom.
Yeah,
right?
I
You
guess
know
it'd
what
be
I'm
the
talking about.
container. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But he hit, and then she takes the
pitcher maybe.
Yeah, we go
Pitcher.
with that. And then she takes the base with the blender and she flips it and stabs it onto the top of a guy's head, and then
Plugs it in.
turns it on and like mulches this guy's brain with
Oh my God.
with a blender. And I'm watching and I'm like,
Fuck yeah.
that's crazy. Like I've never seen something
Yeah.
like that. It was really cool. But then with like Terrifier, you just
Did you just say it's really cool?
yeah, it was awesome to say. You kidding me? Like I love that kind of stuff. There's this movie called the Mutilator. I think it's called.
That sounds
I
like
could
it.
only
Oh my god! And it was a
imagine.
great thing. It was filmed down in Cape May, down in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And my mom's from Cape May, so
Oh,
it was really
shit.
cool when I found this movie. I called up my mom, and me and my mom watch horror movies all together.
Your
all the
mom
time.
is a horror.
My mom loves horror movies.
Lucky.
She also like we love really crappy horror movies, like those really bad
and
B
pop film,
movies,
yeah.
like bad ones. But so once I found out there was a Cape May movie, I'm like, all right, I gotta show this to my mom. We gotta watch it. Come to find out that Tom Savini does all the effects for that movie, and Tom Savini is the greatest gore. He did like the original zombie movies, like Night of the Living Dead,
Okay.
the original Jason, Friday the 13th. He does all the effects for those. And he's got like these crazy, like all the kills just do crazy things. But like a guy getting stabbed in his head, and you just see his eyes like rolling to the back of his head, just pure white, like you don't see anything. Oh, it's like he does a great job. But I think it's really cool. Like obviously, if I'm seeing somebody actually get stabbed in the head, that's gonna be crazy. But
You're
the
not
fact
gonna be
that
like, whoa.
the fact that I can see it in a movie and it looks so realistic is really cool to me. Because like I've tried stuff like that. It looks horrible. Like I've tried to make
Wait.
practical effects.
Oh.
Like
Yeah, I was-
Oh.
right, yeah, practical
For
effects.
legal purposes, I was gonna say I've tried, on
Like
an
even
animal.
on my TikTok, I have this like head that I made towards the end of the videos. Like I took a mannequin head and I put like clay all over it and put like eyes, and then I had a wig that I took like hairs out and like poked them into it to make it look like weird. And like looking back on it, I'm like, dude, that sucks. Like that's really, really bad. And so it's just like super impressive that people can make stuff look so realistic.
That's one of my favorite TikToks that you make. 'Cause I know you mentioned it before, where like you made like those fingers that may look like it was like a piranha.
Oh yeah, the long bony fingers.
Yeah.
Those were literally just rolled up paper that like I made like a finger length, and then you kind of cut them in 3 spots, and then you put them back together, but you flip them so it makes like little crinks, and then you just tape them together, and then I taped them all with electrical tape so they would be like super black, and they just look like these long, skinny, bony fingers. They're pretty cool.
That's fucking cool. I want to do that. I feel like I get what you mean. Like, I love seeing behind the thing. Like, now that I'm older and I will like, obviously there's a lot to do with like, so for example, like WWE. Like, I love seeing shit behind the scenes. I want to know how it's done, how like what they do, like, because like you grew up watching these, you think it's real, and then obviously, like ripping a Band-Aid off, it's not real. It's all practical. It's super unique. I think
It's
it's
still real to me, damn it.
exactly. It's so fucking real.
That guy crying in the stands was so funny.
But we gotta get you into horror. I wanted like a horror podcast episode or
Absolutely
like
not.
Dude, we could do like a live watch of like some like classic horror movies.
Absolutely
we'll
not.
start
be
you off with the
so good.
basics. We'll start off with like something not like like the Hunger Games. That's scary.
Cannibal
Hunger Games, really?
Holocaust.
The what?
Cannibal Holocaust. It's like
Something like
it's the most bloody like it's not a good movie, but it's absurd to watch. Like again, cannibals just killing people and eating them,
Yeah. Oh my god.
but in the most gruesome, bloody ways you can
Jeez.
think.
like
of.
I said, something light. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
something like
Such
that.
ever something a little small, and then you get to the big shit.
Yeah, you got to start off with the classics, the big four. You know, you got Michael Myers with Halloween, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason, and then you could go Leatherface or Ghostface. I would say in the top four.
Chucky.
I Chucky, sure. I mean, he could.
I mean,
be up
whatever,
there.
like you said, like the Poltergeist or Blair Witch Prod. I mean, take it on a slasher film. There's different genres of horror. There's paranormal. There's
sure.
slashers. There's
Paranormal, I will not do.
sci-fi, like Alien and Predator and all
Alien's great.
Yeah,
Alien
yeah.
Predator.
that. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, but that's kind of where horror gets me so much is that I can watch so many different types of it. Like when you think of like action movies, like sure there's different plots, but like it's still just these guys versus this guys with a lot of guns and explosions for the
Yeah.
most part. And
Yep.
not that I hate action movies, a lot of them are great. But when it comes down to like horror, you can
Horror.
yeah, horror. You can do so many different things. Like you said, like you got sci-fi, you got aliens coming at you, or you got just a random guy who lives down the street coming at you. There's like even just the silly ones. There's like what's that Slug movie that James Gunn made?
Slug movie?
Slither. It's called Slither. It's about like these like alien parasites coming in and like taking over people's bodies and stuff like that.
What you know about the tire?
Tire?
fucking
Yeah,
kid-
just a tire rolling around killing people. Literally
The
just a
fucking
car tire.
tire.
Just rolling around killing. And then you got Christine. Like Christine's a classic horror movie, Stephen King book. It's
Oh,
literally
that's-
about a car that just drives around and kills people.
What about Misery's underrated one?
Misery, Misery is just so dreadful for me. Like it's
It
just
kind of gets a
so
little boring.
not even boring. It's just like Misery is about. It's another Stephen King. An author like crashes his car, and this lady finds him, and she's obsessed with him. Like she's like diehard
Oh.
obsessed fan. And she like saves him from his car crash.
He's injured, by the
Yeah,
way.
like
he's-
two broken legs.
Yeah.
But she doesn't let him leave. And like she finds out that he wrote a new book and is like killing off her favorite character, and she goes ballistic. Like
Okay.
one of the hardest watched scenes for me, and I know it's crazy that this like I've watched so many gross stuff, but the scene in this movie does it for me. So she wants to make sure that he writes a new book, so she doesn't
Yeah.
let him leave.
Yeah.
So she takes like a 2x4 and puts it in between his legs, like down by his like shins,
Mhm.
and then takes a sledgehammer and just breaks his ankles, like just hits it in so that they just break so he can't leave. And like the whole movie, he's just bedridden or in a wheelchair. She's forcing him to write a book that she likes, and she's just going crazy the whole time. That like again, that could happen to any like that could. Dude, somebody could kidnap Justin Bieber and hold him hostage to write the next baby hit, and like
Wow.
It can happen to us. Maybe someone wants to release an episode. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
they're gonna keep you in their basement for 6 weeks until you put them on
Mhm,
the Unfiltered
mhm.
podcast.
My dad.
Your
dad-
dad's gonna do it.
My dad wants to be on the
Your dad's
podcast.
probably gonna put me in the basement if I don't accept his fantasy baseball trade.
Speaking of fantasy, I mean, yeah, and that's yeah, kind of like I know Troy kind of wanted to mention this because I know Troy is quite the betting man.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the betting man.
Quite the betting man.
What do you like to bet on, Troy?
What do I like to bet on?
Yeah.
Football.
Football? Okay.
Yeah.
Football is probably like my big winner.
Yeah.
I feel like I win the most on football. Football and basketball. And it's like the two sports I kind of watch the least too, which is crazy. But I think my most winning sport is probably darts. I win a
I
lot on
heard you're a
darts.
big dart connoisseur.
I am a
What
big
is
dart
up with
guy.
that?
I guess it started back when I was bartending.
I was gonna say, that's a bartending
Well,
thing.
it
Definitely,
wasn't
yeah.
even like that. It was because I didn't sports bet at all until I was a bartender. So probably like 2 or 3 years ago. And then the other bartenders I worked with, we worked at a sports bar. We had sports on all day. So they were like, yeah, I got to bet it on the football game tonight. I'm like, oh, what are you betting on? So I didn't know what odds meant. I knew
Yeah.
nothing. And So this one dude, Dom, great guy. He kind of gave me like a 101 on how to sports bet, and so we would sit there and Eagles games on. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put something on the Eagles game. So I started learning that. But then when you work at the bar, I'm there till 2 a.m. Like we're open till 2 a.m. I'm usually there till like 3. After, I mean, even with the California games for sports, they're over by like midnight, like 12:30. Yeah. So from 12 to 2 a.m., we didn't have anything to bet on. There was 2 things that would be live sometimes at that time, and it would be darts and it would be table tennis. So we would be betting on darts and ping pong. Like it was like Russian ping pong. But that Russian ping pong was great until the Russia-Ukraine war started, and then they banned it. You couldn't bet on Russian ping pong at all.
Oh man!
But it was great because you could watch it live on the app. So I was watching these like people in Russia just going crazy playing ping pong.
I love watching like Olympic type.
Oh yeah,
shit.
it's absurd.
Especially like in Japan, it's big in Japan and China.
Yep.
Like,
Huge.
and it's fucking awesome to watch.
So that was cool. But then darts really was like surprising to me. Like I had played darts a little bit, like not much before that. But I'm watching these guys throw darts. I'm like, dude, they can put them wherever they want. They're so good at it. And then I just because I was watching, I'm like, all right, I'll throw $2 on this guy to win or something like that. And then all my buddies were like, yeah, we're going out. You want to throw some darts like while we're at the bar? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then I just kept going. And then I would go to the bar by myself, and I wouldn't even drink sometimes. I would just go throw a couple rounds of darts, and then I would leave. I ended up joining the league. Like some random guy walked up to me. I was at lunch. It was like me and Oliver. And we're sitting there, and I'm throwing darts because there's this nice little restaurant that like I've been going to for a while, and they know Oliver too, and it's great. But I was throwing darts, and I'm by myself, and this guy walks up behind me, and he's like, you want to throw a game? I was like, sure. So we played 2 games of 501, and I smoked him, like cooked this guy, yeah.
Sure.
And this dude was old. Like, this was an old head. This dude was like 45, 50. He's like, you play in any leagues or anything? I'm like, no, man, I just throw by myself here for the most part. And he's like, well, we play in a league on Wednesday nights over at this VFW. You want to play? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Turns out, totally different game. Like, it was what's called American darts, which is different dartboard than like what you're used to. It looks really weird, different colors.
What were you playing then?
I was playing a European darts. So like the darts that most people know are European darts. Like the 501 where you got to start at 501 and work your way down to 0.
Yeah.
That's European darts. And then American darts, very weird looking. Like some people call it baseball.
Oh yeah,
you play by
baseball.
innings, right? So you play 3 games. First game is like you're shooting 1 through 6. So you throw at 1, and if like there's like certain sections like that's 1 point, 2 points, 3 points.
Yes. Yeah.
So you got to get like your highest score on one round could be 9 points. So I started playing that like that. I've never even thrown. They're wooden darts. They're not even like metal. Like it's like a wooden handle. The tip is metal, but like the handle itself is wooden. And so I didn't know what I was doing, but it was fun. I played. I joined like halfway through the season. Trying to start my own team up for the next one. Just got to find some more people who like to play darts. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I win a lot of money on darts. That's usually my go-to.
Wow,
that's cool.
How can you tell who's gonna win in darts? Like
track record, maybe.
To be honest, the money line, like the lines are usually crazy. It's usually like they're either like set, like it's like it could be either one of them, or it's a dude who's like plus 5,000, like plus 4,000, like they're like crazy. So I don't bet on like money lines. I bet on total 180s. So it's like a 180 is when you throw your 3 darts and you hit 3 triple 20s. It's the highest you can get in a round. So we do like they'll be like, this guy might like his over under is like 2.5 180s. And if it's somebody like I learned the guys after a while, it's like I'm like, this dude throws 2 180s in his sleep, so I'll like take the bet on the over for 1.
So you do research and shit,
kind of like it was more like I just watched for a while and like remembered some guys.
Who's your favorite person to bet on?
Dude, Gerwin Price. Gerwin Price. This dude, so he's a ex-rugby player. So he's up there with these arms that are absolutely massive. You're like, why is this dude? He's huge, and he's just throwing these tiny darts like missiles. He's really good. But then so what's really cool about professional darts is in the beginning of each year, there's a tournament that ends on like either January 1st or January 3rd, like right in that window. And whoever wins that tournament is the #1 dart player in the world for the entire year. So they have like one, like the beginning of each year, and you're the #1. The dude who won it this year is like some 17-year-old kid from England. And he's like, there's like like 60-year-old dudes up there with him and stuff, and he's just out here
Is
just
he-
destroying them.
I saw something. I remember ESPN posting something on about darts. Is his walk up song Bulletproof?
No, that is that's the bald dude.
Yeah, he's bald. Isn't he a kid?
No, not that. That dude's not a kid.
He's like fire away, and then the crowd's going
Yeah.
fire.
Are you talking
away."
about the little like midget kid on TikTok?
I don't think he's. No, I don't think he's a midget.
Oh.
I don't understand.
There's some kid who makes like TikTok, like dart TikToks, and it's like this little like midget kid. I don't know if I can say that. Sorry.
Small
It's just, a small person, but he also really loves wrestling too. So he'll make like videos of him like wrestling his pillow in his bed, and then like him like pretending he's at a dart tournament, and like the crowd hyping him up and stuff. Yeah, he's pretty funny, and he's not like young. He's definitely like in his 20s or something like that.
That's reason number 100 why you should watch wrestling. I'm looking at you, Troy.
Marco, how many matches have you had against your pillow?
I'm like 300.
In what way?
I haven't lost once.
In what way?
In that way. Troy.
Okay.
Okay, not
yeah,
that
that's why
way.
he hasn't lost yet.
I've lost a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you got to lose for the plot. You know, you got
Sure,
to
the
get
heel
hurt.
turn.
Yeah, you got to get hurt. You go out for 6 months and
Troy
then you
has
come back.
no clue what we're talking about.
No.
You
Crazy
gotta
part
get
is
it.
I do.
Okay, you gotta get into either wrestling or horror. You gotta pick one.
I would rather get into wrestling.
I don't blame you. I'm gonna be honest. Like
Yeah.
wrestling, you can get into right now and just watch from now and just learn going forward. Like if you wanted to really get into horror, there's 60 years of horror.
gonna
Like
say,
that
you gotta
would,
go
like,
back.
It's like
that
saying
you
the
need to
wrestling.
like, but it's not like if you like there is so much history with wrestling.
Yeah.
But
most
if you
of it's not
didn't know any
relevant.
of it and just started watching now, you can just learn everything and keep going.
Like you can
Yeah.
literally watch WrestleMania. WrestleMania's in 2 weeks. You
Yeah.
just watch
Well,
that.
Marco
pretty good.
explained a lot to me one night.
Oh, yeah,
After the
Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Oh, no, Elimination Chamber. It was after
Elimination
C-
Chamber, yes.
I was-
Let's see the heel turn.
I was
Yep.
explaining the lore between Cody and Roman, and then how the bloodline affected Cena turning heel.
Yeah.
And he's
Yep.
like, okay, wait a minute. So Cody Rhodes won the second night, lost the first night, and then won the second. I was like, yes.
Yep.
That's
Because
the thing.
the problem was the main event when it was like, well, this person won and this person won, but then they joined forces to fight these two, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It definitely got a little
I
messy.
explained it.
He
why.
it was Dwayne. He just
Right.
kind of inserted himself even though he didn't win, and I was
Oh,
like, but
because
how
The
does that
hashtag
work?
we won't go. I was telling about the
Yeah.
hashtag
So I
we
was
won't
like-
Cody movement. Why
Yeah.
like Rock just inserted himself, and the fans are like the Cody
Yeah,
crybabies.
because The Rock, I hate The Rock.
That's why I was explaining.
The
It
Rock
made.
sucks.
That's why I was explaining to him that it's like it could be a story, but it could also be real. like
I think it's most likely real. I
Yeah.
think that dude's got a huge ego, and he just like came through and power tripped because he's been there for so long. Which
And he
is
wanted to be
lame. Yeah,
still-
he just wanted.
And then when he got
I'm
called-
back. I want to be top dog.
and then when he
like,
got called out, he was like, "Oh yeah, I agreed with kind of switching the storyline." Like,
Yeah.
bitch, you did not. You got
nah,
called
yeah,
out.
he didn't care.
But
No, but this Cena heel turn, this is gonna feed generations. Like
I don't think like
people have been waiting for 20 plus years for this dude to.
I was
start
trying
being
to
a bad
explain
guy.
it to him.
Why?
Because he just never did. Like
He was always a good, yeah.
So like, and it was even to a point where he was so good that everyone still hated him. Like he would come out and everyone would just be like, "Cena sucks, Cena sucks,"
And
They'd
he
be going
wouldn't care.
crazy. And he still stayed the same. And it was just like,
Wow.
dude, just do it. Just be a bad guy for a second. And
There's been a
everybody
couple
does
times.
In
There's
his
been a couple
last year, he
times.
finally did it.
Because
Wow.
this is final retirement. So like, it's the biggest what if. I was just oh hold on.
I didn't put up like I was just
Satisfying.
actually opening it.
But there's been I was trying to explain to you in like sports terms. It's
yeah,
like
because
LeBron to the Lakers or Ohtani to the Dodgers, like something fucking outrageous. Like what the fuck? Why would you do that?
yeah,
I was probably more.
I would think it's more like LeBron when
It's
he
more-
said he was not going to leave Cleveland and then he left
they love
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I
Or
think it would be like
Durant
that.
goes from
Yeah.
OKC to the Warriors
Yeah.
to make
Because
the dream
it's the
team and win.
biggest-
hurts.
It's
Yeah.
the biggest
You're like,
what
damn.
if. People was expecting Cody Rhodes to turn heel, and then no one would expect the Golden Boy.
I'm waiting for that too, though.
Oh, that's gonna happen. Well,
Homelander Rhodes is going to be crazy.
minus the maybe racism. Who knows? Could be racist.
You could really drive it home. I mean,
That is
you
Homelander,
really could drive it
literally.
home.
Point
Mm.
is being it's the biggest what if that was finally answered.
Yeah.
But to like someone like me who grew up Cena, I have the headbands, I have all the wrestling figures. Like
Yeah,
it's like watching. Why the fuck would you do that? I'm like
What do you remember Thugonomic Cena really, or were you always like hustle, loyalty,
a
respect?
little bit. I remember Spinner Belt, like he always wear the jerseys. And,
Yeah.
like I remember
So, like,
vividly.
the crazy thing was he was not a nice guy when
He
before
was-
they called him
Yeah.
the doctor of thugonomics, like right off the bat. Your
Cringe.
nickname's
Yeah.
thugonomics. Like,
Cringy
you're not a
white
great
rapper.
guy.
He's supposed to be like the Eminem type shit back
Yeah,
in the 2000s.
and he would do rap battles and make fun of people. He would cheat. He would use his little like brass knuckle things. Like
They were kind of supposed to make him. A
he
heel.
was kind of a heel, but still everyone loved him at that point. Like
Okay.
he was such a good bad guy right then that everyone loved him. So they didn't really
I
consider
think
him
it
a bad
has
guy.
to be because of like the early 2000s, like the white rappers, like fucking like
Eminem
Limp
and them,
Bizkit, Eminem, fucking like.
Also, they always just put him up against like somebody way worse than he was. Like him and
The
JBL.
Great
Like
Khali.
like just people that were like just like the nastiest guys on there. Like this guy's the worst. Seen as a little bit better, so we love him. I guess was like kind of what they did.
But like
Oh.
the one thing advice, not just to you, but any person who wants to get into wrestling.
Yeah.
Like it's like content with the car movies. There's fucking decades of shit you have to go through to like get caught up to where you are now. Start watching it now, and then like if you're really interested in like learn like the best matches of all time, go back to WrestleMania. Go back to like Kurt Angle, Undertaker. Like there's so much, But
Yeah, I agree.
Wow.
Horror's crazy with going back because it'd be really underwhelming to watch a bunch of horror movies from say this decade and then to go
Yeah.
watch movies from like the 70s 80s.
because
Yes, I feel like that's
myself,
my
I could be
problem.
like, dude, it's not as good. Like it doesn't hold up as well because of how far we've come.
Yeah, you can make it really.
that looks unrealistic.
yeah.
Oh, that's stupid looking. Oh, that's like
That's
CGI.
not scary.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
CGI was bad.
It
Like,
seemed- But like you go back to the 80s or like 78 when the original Halloween came out, dude, people were terrified. Like people were horrified of that movie. But now a lot of people watch the original Halloween. They're like, that's not scary at all. Like that's not.
Yeah,
And-
I'd watch it.
And I understand it's not a very jump scary movie. I think the biggest wins for that movie is the sound design is phenomenal.
Yes.
Well, Michael Myers himself is an icon.
Fantastic.
Like
concept,
right
yeah.
off the bat, an icon. The
Aura.
sound design phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The score itself,
soundtrack,
like
yeah.
John Carpenter, who directed the
Oh.
movie, pretty much made all the music for it himself
Chef's
too.
kiss.
Amazing. And then, dude, it was on a shoestring budget. They made the first movie for like, I think it was like $300,000. Like it was nothing.
Yeah, that's
and they
right.
made so much money off it.
Yeah.
Best one of the, you ever seen Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
So the first Paranormal Activity, yeah, Troy has. Troy's watched it 3 times.
Yeah.
Troy loves
That's
it.
the one series I will never
Dude,
watch.
it's the
Paranormal
first
Activity.
movie was made for like $17,000, and it made millions when it
Someone
came
like,
out.
yeah.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first movie, the
Really?
whole first movie, all it is there's 3 actors. It's the girl and the guy who live together, and then a priest shows up for a little bit at one point. But the whole movie takes place inside their house. Again, it's found footage.
Isn't
like,
it
Yeah,
just
just
yeah.
one
minute.
bedroom the entire time, or is it?
No,
like,
it goes through their whole house.
I think so.
But
I
it's
think I
they
remember.
filmed the whole thing at somebody's house that they knew, so they didn't have to like pay for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Or if they did, it was a small amount.
Like, yeah. So they paid. I think it was like $17,000, and the movie made millions when it came out.
some of the
my
greatest
Lord.
horror movies have been like filmed for like dirt cheap, and it's made.
Yeah.
A lot of
Like
them
the
have,
one, like I know you're talking about. I was gonna mention earlier about the horror stuff. Is that because it's such a like it's a movie like that type of genre has been used. So you have to like kind of like one up each other because if it's
Sure.
the same slasher, it's just like what's so different about, what's
Dude,
so
that's
different
been in
about
my
this
head
killer
so
than
much
Ghostface?
lately, yeah.
But like the one movie that I remember recently came out last year, it's filmed from the killer's POV.
Oh yeah.
Something
What?
Along something or
Summer something.
yeah,
What's
like the
that?
whole movie is basically like you're following the killer as he like walks around and goes and does his
And
killing
the
and
thing
stuff.
is that there's no editing. It's like 15 minutes of him walking in the woods, and it's the most boring shit.
And then he gets to somebody, kills him, and then he does it again, basically.
But like that move, there's
What?
one scene. I remember it was trending on TikTok. The one of the most, what I'm talking about, the one brutal kill that everybody left the theater because
yes, absolutely crazy.
that was like okay, not to gain like I don't want to get this video like demonetized or some shit, but like
Talk about it. Who cares?
Dude,
but
it's worse than the Terrifier.
It's-
Like
that one kill.
it's worse than that.
It didn't. It was like a hook.
Mhm.
He stabbed him for her as a girl. She was doing fucking yoga by a cliff for some reason. Random
Of course.
spot.
Of course, yeah.
Gets
I
like
would.
stabbed by a hook. I think he hooked it by like the back of the neck, so like right by the spinal cord, and like pulls her head through her stomach, so like the neck's crack. It's like her head's going through her stomach and it comes out the other way.
Comes out her back. Like, yeah, it's absurd.
Oh, and then the
It's so
sound.
I wasn't ready for it either. Like, I really like when it first happened. I was like, all right, he's done. Okay, he's done.
And then it just keeps.
Okay, he's done. And he just kept going. He just kept tearing
And
this girl.
the little cherry on top just fucking pushed down the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh
that
my
movie was. I saw the movie. I saw Dead Meat. I know you love Dead Meat.
Oh yeah, great.
He did
great
a video about it. Another horror content creator.
Okay.
He did a video where he was saying how they filmed the movie. They weren't happy with it, so they had to spend another like 17 or 18 grand. It was a short production film because they filmed it with all local people and it was a small cast.
Yeah, so paying another 18 grand is probably like a third of their
And I'm pretty
original
sure they
budget.
made double the amount of. I don't know how much
Oh,
money
they
it
made
made,
a lot of money
but
on
they
that
made
one.
double the amount of money for both the times they filmed.
Yeah.
But like it's something like that where like I feel like movies nowadays, especially not just horror, they have to one up each other from like what's so different about that movie than that, you know?
Yeah, you got it. You can't make the same thing over and over again.
Final Destination.
Movies have been like, but yes, but the concept is the same. But the whole point of Final Destination movies is those crazy deaths. Like people don't go to Final Destination
For
movies.
the lore.
Yeah, they don't go for the plot. To be honest,
They
they
go
want to see that crazy mousetrap game, and then somebody get exploded at the end, basically.
Just go on Twitter.
Have you guys watched Smile? And I guess Smile 2 now?
Dude, I hated it.
Was it? See,
hated it.
apparently everybody was like terrified of it.
They were, and everybody loved it, and I'm like watching, and
That
I'm like,
cringy ass
this is so
CGI smile.
boring.
Like, no.
Yeah, like
No.
smiling at me is not creepy. Even a creepy smile, it's not gonna make me like.
Well, the Kubrick
Run.
stare. The Kubrick stare is good.
That's
Like,
different.
he looks down like this.
Yeah, and
that
they have the
kinda thing.
camera up higher, and like that's great.
Like,
but-
isn't like I never watched the Clockwork Orange.
oh, so
that-
good.
That movie is
Kubrick's my favorite director by far.
Kubrick.
It 2001: A Space Odyssey was like the movie that got me into like
Isn't it?
I don't like. I remember watching that movie for the first time, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and the beginning of the movie's crazy. It's like these two ape like colonies, kind of, and they're going back and forth, and then the one ape colony like takes over the watering hole, kicks them out, but then there's this crazy scene. They're at night. They're all like hiding in this cave, and then when they wake up, there's this giant black monolith in front of them, like came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So they touch it, and they start like you can see like gears turning in their head, and then these apes learn how to like pick up bones and use them as weapons and stuff.
Oh.
And then they go back and they fight the other apes and kick them out of their watering hole and like. But I just remember watching this beginning of this movie, and every like 5 minutes, I found myself like getting closer and closer to the screen. Like when the movie started, I'm all relaxed, I'm leaning back, and then I'm like, okay, this is cool, and I sit up a little bit, and then like I want to say 15 minutes in, I'm leaning forward, my head's in my hands.
That's
and I'm
a
just
sign
like,
of a good movie.
I'm like, this is awesome. Like this is really really cool. And then like from then on out, I was like, all right, I need to learn how these movies are made. I need to figure out how I can make something to give somebody that feeling I got right there. Like that's like my main goal whenever I want to make like a movie or a short, whatever. I want people to sit down, enjoy it, and just be like, "Ooh, that was different," or like, "Oh, like."
You want to try to one up. Your
I don't
last
even want to
video.
one up. I just want to give people. Dude, just a little bit of time
The
to
kind of
just forget
suspense.
about stuff. Like
That's kind of like what we're
we got
doing.
we
you
got
know?
regular horror in our day-to-day lives, so like if I could do something that scares you in a different way so you forget about that, that's awesome to me.
I love watching.
Just have a
like,
little fun with it, enjoy yourself. I like to entertain people. I like to make people smile, make them have fun, and like for horror people, getting scared really good is amazing.
'Cause,
It's
like,
it's
yeah,
an
if you can
adrenaline
get-
rush. You have such a good time with it.
Because if you can get scared and then like afterwards you're like, that was funny. That was you're scared. Like that's good.
Yep.
That's good.
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
looking
like
for.
I've gone like the same thing with like that. Like that's why, not even just horror related content like this or my gaming channel, but anything else. Like we do it because we like the kick. We like interacting with people. We
Yeah.
like pushing our But that's a good point because have you like gone to like classes or school to do like anything directing wise?
No. Well, in high school, I took animation and filmmaking for like a year, 2 years. And
Was that
then-
because of the horror? Or
No,
just
actually,
randomly?
I didn't start getting into movies until after high school. So I did do like YouTube stuff like in high school with my one buddy. We made it was mostly like so we used to scooter, so we had some scooter edits on YouTube. You remember that game Kaponk where it was like
Yes.
the ping pong trick shots?
Yep.
We have a crazy video of like that, like a whole montage of like crazy shots. Yeah, like I would go to his house. It was like sophomore year of high school, like right after school, and we would just like come up with crazy trick shots for it. But yeah, so I wanted to learn how to edit a little bit for like these YouTube videos. So I took animation and filmmaking. They leaned really heavy on the animation, and I got no patience for animation. Like that's not me.
People who do that. That's fucking insane.
It's a lot of work, and I remember my animation videos were horrible. That's not me. But the filmmaking stuff was pretty cool. And then I took graphic design for a while. I spent a lot of time on the computer in high school with the electives I had. But yeah, animation and filmmaking, you know, I guess that was a little bit of the start, but it was really just watching movies that made me really just like dive into it. Really good movies.
Now, is that something you want to like pursue? I don't want to say later in your career, but like, is that something you want to pursue and maybe continue with outside of your daily 9 to 5?
Yeah, 100%. The only reason I really stopped making my TikToks is because I had a baby. You know, unexpected baby does a lot to you. Was not prepared for that. It was a huge 180 in my life, but loved the little dude to death and wouldn't change it for anything. But I think now that he's he just turned 2 back in February, so I think I have a little bit more leeway. Like I have a little bit more weight. Like honestly, a year ago there was no shot of me coming on the podcast a year ago. But now he's a little older. You know, it's easier to maintain and learn this stuff. So I think it'll be coming back soon. I really want to expand off of TikTok and make like a good like 30-40 minute short film.
That'd be cool.
Go on YouTube.
And I have a couple ideas I've been working through. The one I've been writing for like probably over 2 years.
Oh, you have one in mind.
Yeah, it's about like it's based around a radio, like a haunted radio that a guy finds when he moves into a new house. But it's really based on like this audio illusion. I don't want to get into it right now, but there's really cool things you can do with audio, and I'm trying to entangle that into a cool short film. It's going to be something. All I want to say is that it's going to be something really cool that after you watch it for the first time and you can rewatch it, it kind of changes the whole thing.
Gives you a different perspective.
I've been working on that for a while, and then there was always this really cool story I heard about. It was like this pioneer family, and they're basically going through like a really rough time. There's no food, crops aren't growing, like basically like everything's dying. And this dad has a pocket watch, and he like says he's gonna go sell the pocket watch, but then somebody breaks it because they don't want their dad to leave. But now they can't get any food, so the dad's like, "Oh, I fixed the pocket watch. I'm gonna go sell it to this guy." And so basically, like he leaves. They tell all the kids to go get some like fancy stuff for the table and whatnot to because dad's coming back with this feast. And when they come back, they got all this beautiful cooked meat, and they're eating all this meat and stuff. But then, after a while, the meat starts to run out. They're running out of meat, and Dad still hasn't come back yet. We haven't seen Dad, but they forgot about that because they're just so happy that they're eating food. And like the one kid, he goes to his parents' room and he opens the door and he finds not only the broken pocket watch still in there, but like half the dad's body just like in there. So they've just been like eating their dad the whole time. I think that would be like really cool. And there's like this one crazy like scene where before that all happens, like this neighbor kid comes to try to like steal their chicken, and he ends up like killing like this little kid who's trying to steal their chicken. And I remember like reading that, I'm like, that's crazy. Like that
and
would be.
You came up with all this.
No, I didn't come up with that. It was a story I read like a while ago, and I just feel like that story becoming like a film of something would be really, really cool. So like I've been trying to come up with a way to make that too, but
that sounds fun.
I got nowhere near enough money to do that.
Yeah, crazy thought. If you ever need an actor, I've always wanted to try that. I've always been told I was really good with emotions and showing and changing quick.
Who the fuck said that?
My mom, surprisingly.
Of
His mom
course
was
you
like,
didn't say
my
"You were
mom-
so good
no,
at bullshitting." Like-
Hold on.
Who's
Hold
my
on.
little bullshitter?
Go away. The funny part, she always wanted me to get into acting classes for that reason.
Right.
Because she said,
Call your mother right now.
I will, I swear to God, I
Mom
will
on the
call her right now.
podcast.
Mommy, you're on the podcast
Nah, I
right now.
believe him.
You want me to call her? I swear
Yeah.
to God, I'll call her right now.
We'll
I
do it
believe you.
after.
All right.
But
No,
But I'm
absolutely.
telling you, I would
that's the
love-
biggest thing I struggle with is getting
I would
Other
100%
people.
do
No, me
it. I
too.
feel like that would be
Okay.
so cool.
I've offered you.
cool.
And if you need
Well, now
someone,
I can
got
start
you.
the thing.
That was-
I got a little pizza delivery boy short film I've wanted to do. So
Let
You
me
might be
know.
good at being a
Fucking let
delivery
me
You'd be a
know.
good little pizza boy.
Jordan from work also wants to act in some videos and
oh
stuff.
yeah.
I'm gonna make him the monster or something like that.
I wouldn't mind being killed off. I wouldn't mind having my guts fucking spilled
Yeah,
out.
something.
I love those videos, like the little tubes and coming out and just.
Yep.
I love that.
No, 100%. Yeah,
I
I'll
just
get
think
back
that's
into
so cool.
it.
That,
so.
that whole acting, I've always thought about it.
So,
I never did it. But
You'll be fine with acting in horror movies, but you wouldn't.
yeah,
wanna
because
watch
well,
it in a
I
horror
Doesn't have to
movie.
watch
the
it.
thing is, I know what's kind of gonna happen, and the other thing, you would get somewhat of a genuine reaction from me because I would be scared filming the damn thing.
Right?
It's like
I'd
going
be
to a
like,
haunt.
God.
Dude, we gotta do like a
About
haunted
as real as
house.
it gets.
We gotta do like a haunted house episode during Halloween. Like go to Eastern State
Oh,
Penitentiary.
yeah, and all wear like
No.
GoPros or something.
Oh my God.
Post all
Dude, I'm
Troy's
telling you,
reactions as he's walking
that's
around.
you.
That shit would be viewership.
That's
You-
clips. That's
Oh,
money.
If you put a GoPro on me, you would get
good.
you would get something.
Would you
Oh,
want to
haunted
see that?
houses, I love
I
those.
want to see that.
Sending me to it would not go well.
We actually,
I get scared off of haunted hay rides, and
You're such
Sometimes.
a fucking bitch.
I know. Well, some of the the firehouses I'm fine with because the thing is I'm
the
terrified,
firehouses for
but I
like the
make-
12-year-olds to
Yeah.
walk through.
I'm like
Fucking
sometimes I'm like shit, but other times I purposely make fun of it because I'm like
It helps
trying
you
to
get
get
through it.
past the me being
Okay.
terrified part.
That's what my cousin and I growing up when we were like 10, we would be watching like the biggest one that sticks out to me is in the first Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy comes out in the dream. He's like walking down an alleyway and his arms
Yeah.
just keep stretching like crazy long.
fucking
And I just
T-posing.
remember me and my cousin just like, who's this long-armed idiot? Like making fun of him to try to not be so scared.
You turn around.
Um,
He's right behind me.
yeah, right. That's funny.
Oh my
Haunted
God,
houses, though, I remember when growing up, me and my brothers used to do a haunted house at my house. I've always loved Halloween. Halloween's
Yeah.
always been my
Yeah.
favorite. Even before like getting really into movies, I've always loved Halloween. And every year we would do a haunted house where kids would come, they'd go through our front door, walk through the living room, through the kitchen,
And this is your house.
out the
you
back
said?
door. Yeah, like my house growing up, out the back door, through the backyard and around. And we put a lot of work into these. Like we built
Wow.
like I remember the one year we built a fake like wrought iron fence covering the whole front yard.
Yeah.
We made like these like homemade tombstones out of like
Mhm.
styrofoam and stuff. We went hard, and like the kids, they would see us like decorating. Like they'd be coming home from school and they'd be like, "Is that for the haunted house?" And they would get super excited.
I love it.
My favorite thing was this one. There was two incidents where I made like
Oh,
we were
no.
the scare actors in there at that point.
Mhm.
And one year I was a ventriloquist dummy. Like I had this mask on that made me look like a dummy. And I remember like they would give us a little knock before they sent somebody in. And then like they weren't knocking, so I like look out the window and I see it's this little like Cinderella. She's like
No.
4, bro. She's like 4 or 5.
No.
And I'm like, well, at the time I'm probably like 17 maybe. And in my head I'm like,
oh yeah.
this
I
is
got
the
this.
one right
This
here.
is the
Like,
one.
so all I did, they're standing right outside the front door. I just opened the door crack and just like leaned out there with my mask. Dude, she booked it. She took off down the street running. That one was great. And then the other one was when they would walk through the living room into the kitchen. You would like walk through and then walk out the back door. But immediately to your right, when you would walk into the kitchen, was our fridge. And I was a butcher this year. And I was coming from the hallway opposite. Like you would walk in and I was coming like from their left. And this one kid, he hears me coming. He looks at me to the left. And then he turns to run to the right. And he smacks right into the fridge. Falls flat on his back. He drops his candy bag and then just runs out the front door.
Free candy.
Yeah, I remember having to like pick up his bag and like walk it out, and like his mom's like, "Oh, he won't come back for it." I'm like, so I had to give it to her, and she had to
Oh,
take
you
it
didn't
back
take
to
the
him.
candy?
I was like, "Gonna steal this kid's candy."
That's a good
I already
marketing.
gave him a concussion. Like he ran right into the fridge.
So he wouldn't remember
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
I love that. I love doing. There's been a couple like during Halloween where I would do the same thing. I wouldn't be participating, but I would go to people's houses and like, especially with like even with like a Christmas or Halloween, like there's people that like 10 out of 10 designs, like they'll fucking put on a whole ass like.
Decorations and stuff.
I
yeah,
love. I
yeah,
mean,
I
the
love that.
RIP the electricity bill because that shit would
It's
fucking
true.
ruin somebody. But I think that. Oh.
Popping tabs.
That's
I
all
missed
over
it.
the place. I was all over the place.
Tends to happen.
But like that stuff like that. Like I love Halloween. I mean, now that I'm older, obviously I lost the magic a little bit. But like just that time of year where it's pumpkin flavored anything, the
Oh, I
weather's
love
beautiful.
fall.
The
Something
skies-
about fall.
It's just-
You guys
I
ever
feel-
go up to oh no, I can't think of the name. They have like all these scarecrows that they put out and people decorate them for
Shady Brook
Oh,
Farms?
Oh no,
No.
Peddlers.
Peddler's
Peddler's Village,
Oh,
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Peddler's
Peddler's
Yeah.
Village is awesome
Yep.
around Halloween.
Dude.
It's good around Christmas too.
They have-
Yes,
But like
yep.
Peddler Village at Halloween, there's so many cool scarecrows
Yep.
that people decorate and stuff.
It's not
awesome.
even scary. Some of them are fun. I
No,
got
yeah,
one.
there's some great
I have a
ones.
hilarious one. It's like a plumber's crack one. His butt's showing.
Yeah,
a
he's
little
like
with the
leaning over or
pumpkin. Yep.
something. Yep. They have good ones.
They
They have
really
I remember I think it was during like around November, like they have got like hot apple cider.
Oh, probably.
Oh, just fucking just
Oh, I love hot apple cider.
it's so good.
I used to bring it into work, like when I like during like in the winter. I'd bring like 2 packets, boil some water on the stove. I would drink that like every morning.
I'm gonna show my professional drink edge a little bit right now,
Oh,
but
shit.
I discovered the hot apple cider with a little bit of vodka in it.
Oh shit. Interesting.
Yeah, it
I
was
never
either
thought about
vodka or
adding-
whiskey. I forget which one.
I honestly
Or-
was thinking something like rum, maybe like a spiced rum in
Yeah.
there might be really good. Like a little bit of Captain
This past
maybe
year,
or
I
something.
discovered it, and I'm like,
That sounds good.
Peddler's Village has it. The one place I actually love their vodka. Something about it.
Is it
I-
the one?
It's along the one street. They
Peddler's Village had this really good. I had like a strawberry rhubarb beer at one of the spots
Oh,
there.
okay.
It was delicious. Like I was not ready for it. Actually, I don't think I even ordered it. I think the person I was with ordered it,
okay.
and she didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I ended up drinking. I'm
Mhm.
like, this is delicious.
You
Like I don't
guys-
even know what rhubarb
Do
is.
you guys
but-
know that one restaurant that has a funny name at Peddler's Village?
Which one?
Oh, the Cock and Bull.
The
Cock
Cock-
and Bull.
Yeah, I
the
love
Cock
the
and
Cock
Bull.
and Bull.
I remember when I was growing up, my mom was like, when you went to this weekend, you say it slow. The Cock and Ball. The Cock and Ball. I went to the Cock and Ball this weekend.
The Cock and Balls this weekend.
Where did you
had
go
what?
this weekend, Marco? The Cock and Balls.
Calling up your mom, be like, you need to stop taking your son to the strip club on the weekend.
It's Peddler's Village, damn it. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
That was a good.
Oh,
That was a good
man.
one.
That was a good one. But yeah,
I think it's hilarious. Our podcast is originated around
Just-
the crack of a can.
it's
Wrong with
ASMR.
that.
Oh my god!
I got the blackberry one this time. I'm gonna be honest. The mango's better.
Is it? See,
Mango's
I was
better.
after a while. I kind of got sick of
I
it.
got the,
I finished it, but I was
tropical
like,
ma-
I'm
Mai
gonna say
Tai.
the blackberry mojito.
Mango is better. This is not good.
I'm gonna give it like a 5.8.
really?
Yeah,
I'm giving it a 5 too. That's
I'm
the
gonna
tropical.
finish it, but it's not as good.
Okay, so
If you
mango's better.
insist, I'll
Tropical.
finish it.
Tropical. What do you think?
Oh,
What the fuck was that?
no.
wine
Oh,
tasting.
oh, maybe not.
That ruined it a little bit. I kind of gotta go to the bathroom now.
What? What do we
Ugh.
think? No. You want a
5.
different one?
A 5. Mango's better.
Mango's better
Oh yeah, how the Dodgers doing at the?
Nationals win 8-2.
against the Dodgers.
2 games in a row against the Dodgers.
I got
The Phillies beat the Dodgers. What? Game 1, game
think
2, game 1,
and 3.
3.
Yeah.
I think
They're on
game
a
2 they won.
3-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Phillies and Nationals.
No,
tied.
no.
Nationals are gonna sweep the Dodgers.
It's a 3-game series.
Do we think the Nationals are getting somewhere this
No.
year?
I
We went through
I don't
this.
think they're going to be a playoff team, but I
But they're
do
gonna do
believe
well.
they're
For
going to
f-
be way better than people.
For the
expected.
people at home, Colin is a Nationals
Oh,
fan.
I,
That's why.
I didn't even know that.
Big
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
I've been a
Okay.
Nationals fan since they were the Nationals. Like
Okay.
The
um,
Expos or just
so no,
Nationals?
when I think it was 06, they changed from the Expos to the Nationals, and my dad and I watched a lot of college baseball.
Yeah.
And we watched Ryan Zimmerman when he played at UVA, and he was the first draft pick by the Nationals when they became the Nationals. So I kind of just followed that dude. Like I was a big
Okay.
Ryan Zimmerman guy. Still my favorite player of all time is
Okay.
Ryan Zimmerman. And I just kind of stuck with the Nationals the whole time, even though they they're awful.
That's kind of like me with Miguel Cabrera. I loved him because of
Miggy.
MLB The Show. Not MLB The Show. An old MLB game he just mashed, and it was during that time where he was like Triple
It
Crown
wasn't
winner.
an old MLB game that wasn't the
MLB
show?
2K.
Okay.
One of the
2K
2K.
games were so MLB 2K games were so
I
bad.
loved Miguel Cabrera and Joey Votto because I got a signed ball by him, and he was really
Joey
nice.
Votto. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was a big I was a fake what was his name? Dude played for the Phillies.
Holiday?
No, it was before
it-
your time to be
what
honest.
position?
No, David Bell. It was David Bell.
No.
And on my birthday, I must have been turning like 8 or 9. My neighbors just showed up. They're like, "Oh, we're going to the Phillies game. We have a ticket. You want to come with us, like for your birthday?" I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
"Yes."
Yeah.
And I went and David Bell hit for the cycle while we
Yeah.
were there.
Yep.
And I was like, "I love David Bell. He's like
Yeah,
my
I
favorite
remember. Yep.
player."
Yep.
He's
I-
like, he hit for the cycle on my birthday. That's my
Yep.
dude right there.
Yeah.
All right. I want to ask you this then.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Harper.
By Tapa.
Bryce Harper left
Super.
the Nationals
Correct.
the year after the Nationals win the World Series.
Yep.
Thoughts on that?
right.
Was Bryce Harper
The
the
curse?
reason why they weren't losing, or is it just because of how everything fell, just because he left and everything else fell into place?
I know
Yeah,
mine.
Bryce wasn't the problem.
Okay.
Bryce definitely wasn't the problem. To be honest, that World Series is like, I don't want to say
Cinderella
a
run.
fluke, but
It's a
The
Cinderella
it was
run.
pretty much.
Okay.
They were 19-31 in the first 50 games.
Ooh.
They were bad.
Ah.
Like they were
Yeah,
counted
that's
out.
hard.
They were bad.
It's like the fucking White Sox would win.
So
now.
what
Yeah.
I do think it's a little, a little cheesy, but I think Bryce Harper is the reason they won because when he got introduced to Philadelphia, they did the whole press conference. He gets his nice little Phillies
Yeah.
jacket on, and he goes, "Oh, I can't wait to bring a title back to DC." Is what he said during
And then
his
he ordered-
Phillies
yeah.
press conference.
And he's oh,
When he got introduced as a Philly, he said he was going to bring a title back to DC, and then they
Oh my
won the
God.
World Series.
That's
that year.
hilarious.
So I think Bryce was the reason they won.
Do you think they could have won with Bryce if Bryce would have stayed?
Yeah, because I think the biggest thing was their pitching staff. To be
Okay.
honest, like Max Scherzer and Steven
Yeah.
Strasburg were
I love
unreal.
Scherzer.
Patrick Corbin,
Yeah,
his
Patrick-
last
at the
amazing
time, he
year,
was
like he
amazing.
was great.
Sean Doolittle.
Yeah, Doolittle out of the pen. Well,
You guys have Mint.
Brad Hand when he was like the best closer in the minute.
Yeah.
And then they just, you look at their team. It's not. You got Juan Soto, Trey Turner,
Oh, that's
Anthony
right.
Rendon. Anthony Rendon before he stopped
Fucking
giving a shit
scam.
about baseball.
Do you know about Anthony Rendon, right?
Dude, he was with the
Oh.
Nationals in 2019.
Yeah.
Elite
And then the
season.
next year he left, right?
Yeah, 2019.
2020. Oh no, did he play in 2020 in the COVID year?
He did, but it was the Angels.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so he left.
So he went to LA, and then he just stopped caring about baseball.
He
Like,
legit. Well,
He even said it like he had an interview, and he was like, "This is a job. Like this is just."
It's
he's
no
like, "If I
longer
could," like I
passion.
think he was just like, "If I could not play, I wouldn't play anymore."
And
But
keep
he
in
gets
mind,
the
like
money.
he had a monstrous 2019 season,
Huge
so
year for
he
them.
got paid.
Yeah.
He signed with the Angels
Got a lot of money.
for 200 million,
something crazy. So he got a lot of money,
Okay.
And
then he
now,
just stopped caring. He barely.
and even
plays.
now, he still plays now. But this fucking guy,
he's
can
always hurt.
he can stub his toe and be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
he just,
it's kind
he's
of
there
crazy.
for the
those.
money.
He doesn't care anymore.
He's a scam
And
artist.
it's so crazy because like looking back at him in DC, I never would have thought that because he looked like he was having a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah.
He did.
They did this like when they would hit a home run, they would have the guy come in the dugout and like he would go down a little tunnel and they would do like a random dance or something.
Yeah.
He was even in there dancing in the dugouts with him and stuff. And then the next year he barely smiled. Like he was just like a
Wow.
completely different guy. And nobody knows what happened. Like maybe he was that way the whole time and it was just he was
Man.
riding the wave of a team like going to the World Series, but
Wow.
I mean, the
Yeah,
Nationals. I'll give the credit where it's due. They're like kind
They
of something
won.
with the Pirates, right? It's like now they're young. They got a lot
Very
of good.
young.
They got a lot of farm system going on. They got like you
and
said,
they
James
brought
Wood.
a lot of them up. Yeah, like James
James-
Wood, Dylan Cruz, Jacob Young, Mackenzie Gore.
C.J.
he's still pretty
Abrams, the
young.
stud.
Yeah, they got all these really young guys that if you give them like 2 years up in the bigs, they're gonna be like.
But
they're gonna
that's
be
the problem,
above
though,
the
is
odds.
that they're in such a hard league where it's the big three: Mets, Phillies,
Dude, yeah,
and Braves.
NL East is brutal right now.
And then you had the
Yeah.
bottom, the Nationals and Marlins.
Yeah, and even like when you like, I think this year I do think the Nationals are gonna win 80 games this
Fourth
year.
place.
Yeah, yeah,
Third or
probably.
fourth.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
third.
guess.
Who's
or
gonna be
fourth.
worse?
The Marlins. Oh,
Well, Marlins.
out
He
of the-
said third place. So, okay,
I think maybe the.
No, I'm going Phillies. I think if it's
Really?
yeah, I
Phillies?
think that it would be if the Nationals are going to be third. I think the Braves and the Mets are 1 and 2, and the Phillies just absolutely.
Are Braves
shit the
good
bed.
this year? I haven't
No.
watched.
Not yet,
Dude,
but
dude,
Acuna
Explain.
and Strider are still not there. Acuna hasn't played at all this year.
Okay,
And-
he was hurt last season?
Yeah, I think it was his knee or something.
Okay.
And then Spencer Strider, like their best pitcher, is also out too.
Okay.
They both haven't played at all this year. But I think aren't they tied? Aren't they right up top with you guys? With the Mets?
Phillies right now.
No, the Braves. Where are they at?
No, I think
Dude, the Braves are in dead last.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, Braves are dead last.
They're like
That's
one.
why I was
They're
saying
1
that.
and 8.
Yeah,
They're
Shut
Marlins.
up.
The
Yeah.
Marlins and Nationals are doing better than the Braves.
Oh,
that's
man.
why I'm saying
That's
I'm
why-
thinking
Okay, maybe
Nationals
Braves
might
then.
make it in.
Well, it's still
Braves
early.
drop
Josh,
this
what we're
year.
here to
Next
I-
year they're a lot better.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the Phillies are.
I mean, the problem
they're
is right.
a playoff team. That is it, and it's annoying.
And I also think that a lot of them are past their prime. I think like I think-
100
Harper has a couple of good years.
100%.
I think Schwarber, Castellanos are pretty cooked.
Thank you.
I
Thank
think they're
you.
cooked. I
Thank
think
fucking God.
just because
somebody else
Schwarber
said that.
hits 35 home runs
His
doesn't mean
batting
he's good.
average is
Ball player.
atrocious.
He's like 220. Like
But that's the problem, though. Is
as
that
a leadoff hitter, are you kidding me?
I'm not even
Castellanos
saying
can't
this.
play in the playoffs.
I'm not
at
even
all.
saying this
Castellanos-
because I'm a Mets fan.
Charlie Horse.
Oh, you were
Oh,
Charlie Hurst?
God.
Oh shit,
No,
no.
but Castellanos can only play when somebody died the day before.
Oh,
It's just
that's
something
right.
Crazy. To
Fucking
happen.
Val
crazy.
Kilmer died, and he fucking
Yeah, and he
went.
goes deep. Yeah, unless something crazy. When the I-95 collapsed, dude hits a home run.
yeah,
like
that's
right.
that
Okay.
one broadcaster's like apologizing because he said some like
As
really
of-
homophobic stuff, and then he's just like, "Oh no, there's a deep drive to left field by
Well,
Castellanos."
I
I'm
find
so
myself
sorry.
as I pride myself as a man of faith.
yeah, like
and
it's so
and there's
crazy.
got
The dude can only
What's
play.
up?
as
he
of
needs
right,
like
okay.
3 9/11s to happen this
Yeah.
year for something good to happen for the
As
Phillies.
of right now, this is live. It's the bottom of the 7th. Braves are up 6-5.
Oh, no, it's the
Braves are at a
Phillies.
1-8 record, and the Phillies are 7-2. But with the Mets W today,
Mets
the
are first.
Mets are
right?
now 8-3. So I need the Braves to win here.
Yeah, Braves
So
win, you
that
take
it
the
would
top.
tie the Phillies for first and second. Then.
No.
No,
No.
Mets would
If
go
the
up by
Phillies
half a
lose,
game
then the Mets
or
are
game.
first.
Yeah, game. Because it'll be
One game.
8-3, 7-3.
Did the Mets and Phillies play yet? They don't think
No.
they played yet.
No,
They didn't.
not yet.
No,
No, we're going. I'm going to a game at least.
we were talking.
But
About, we
that's
got to. We have to.
Nationals
yeah.
took
That's
one
an
from
idea.
the Phillies.
What's that?
I think the Nationals took one from the Phillies.
But that's the thing. What you were saying is that like the problem with the big three is that all three of those teams suffer injuries all the time.
Big time.
The Braves, Acuna is so fucking elite, but he's injury prone. You have like Spencer Strider, Chris Sale, you have Ozzy Albies,
That's crazy.
and then you had the Phillies with like Harper almost was taken out the entire season, but he went back to first. But
He's
like,
also a big letdown so far.
and the
this
Mets
Yeah.
re-signed Sean Manaea, solid pitcher for us,
year.
and he immediately gets injured.
Yep.
But like you were saying, well, the Phillies have such high expectations. They won the won the pennant last year, just to
Yeah.
lose to the OMG Mets, and they got obliterated by the Mets.
Dude, the Mets made me feel like they were looking like the 2019
were-
Nationals for a little bit.
and I
Yeah,
told him
yeah.
that,
Yep.
and
Very
then fucking
underdog
comes the
feeling.
Goliath Dodgers, who
I
what
don't-
are you gonna do?
I hate to say it. I think the Dodgers going into the postseason had it already.
But-
Everybody
but,
kind
like,
of knew.
No, but if
going
you
in.
paid attention, the fucking Padres almost beat them, and they'll
Yeah.
probably
yeah, that,
that
was
was-
close.
Almost as only good in hand grenades and horseshoes, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really get you far there.
fuck does that mean?
Almost doesn't count anywhere except for
It's
horseshoes
true.
and hand grenades.
I mean, people
Yeah.
in the Dodgers have said that was their World Series game. The Dodgers versus Padres go back. That they went back and forth. The Mets.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though, is that World Series was so lackluster.
I
It was pretty lame. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
was-
lie.
I called Game 4. I said the Yankees have to win one. I bet on it too, and I won $75.
There you go.
Exactly.
What's up?
They can't. It's so. That's why I bullshitted with the whole NFL being scripted, but that you can't tell me the two most historic teams.
Scripted as fuck.
It is. NFL scripted, UFC scripted, MLB scripted. I can be a conspiracy theory, but like, you can't have the Yankees being swept. They're the fucking Yankees. So to
Yeah.
make them look good, they patter their
Win
ego.
one
They
game,
win
and
one.
yeah.
Dude, that
Yep.
fourth was the fourth or
I
fifth
don't know.
inning.
It's a little tougher to think that like baseball is scripted. The game is
Some of
so
it is.
long and so slow sometimes. Like,
It's
how are you gonna script someone hitting a ball 450
I
feet?
know.
Like,
That's
I-
what
I
Pitcher
mean,
right down the
like,
dick.
like I could understand
throw
it.
this
in-
ball down the
like
middle,
I can
though.
understand it in football sometimes. Like there's like penalties and stuff that
yeah,
like
that.
what are you
Refs,
looking at? Like
yes.
what are you doing?
Fucking Angel Hernandez
Yeah, well, look at him now.
retired.
Gone.
I think they
He
should
got
bring.
bullied out of the league, bro. He didn't
I
retire.
think they should bring because they tested in spring training with the calling the ball and strike by tapping
yeah.
on their helmet. They should 100% do that because they did test like how inaccurate majority.
Oh,
of
it's horrible. Yeah.
It's so like I can't.
There's some
tell.
umpires that are like
So
they're like 87% correct. Like one night, it's like how
Did-
do you miss 13% of your like?
Did
your
they
calls?
implement that system or no?
Not
The
yet.
Not in the
challenge.
league.
So-
They did it for
oh,
spring training
yes.
to
Oh,
test
so
it
they
out.
never. I thought they did implement it.
And like I want to see a
But,
good
okay.
chunk of the calls that the
Were-
players made.
yes.
They because they
Yeah, it was
know
good.
where
Yeah,
their
they
strike
did.
zone is.
yeah,
Dude.
they're like, dude.
It's
Especially
like-
like really good hit. Like if you take Juan Soto
Yeah.
and he thinks it's a ball, like dude, 90% of the time,
Yeah,
he's
it's a
right.
ball.
Like he knows
Yeah.
what he's talking about.
Especially with tall players like Judge, where their hitter's box
so much
shrink because
bigger.
how fucking large they are. So it can be the most. And then you have someone like Jose Altuve, fucking 5'5",
Yeah.
fucking just it's. I think they
Like that.
should.
You know what I think they should do? I think they should unban steroids. I think they should
my
let everybody
God.
take steroids.
I think they
Oh
should
my
be middle
God.
back.
Pitchers, hitter. I just want to
That's
see
fucking
balls fly,
crazy.
bro.
I
I want
mean,
to
like-
see pitchers throwing 110. I want to see balls hit 500
Thank
feet like every
you.
night. Like, dude,
If that's the
dude,
case,
Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa going at each other for 70 home
I'm
runs
saying
was
you're-
crazy.
I'm saying that's not good for viewership. That's
Yeah,
fucking.
really.
That's amazing for viewership.
Dude, you met.
I'd watch every baseball game if I thought somebody was hitting a 500 foot.
Yeah,
home run.
really.
Could you imagine fucking Jose Altuve on roids?
It'd be
Fucking.
phenomenal.
Oh my
That's the thing
God.
though, is that like I wasn't alive, but like it was breaking, shattering news when Bonds was chasing. It was Hank Aaron. It was Hank Aaron originally, when he was about to break Hank Aaron's home run record. Like, stop what everyone's doing, especially with like Judge. When people thought Judge had light balls, lighter baseballs.
Yeah, I bet you would know that, Marco.
I know a light ball when I see one.
It's like what's his
Deflategate.
name?
Tom Brady with the
No,
Deflategate.
what Gretzky.
Goat.
Gretzky just lost his scoring record.
Ovechkin.
Ochi. I don't know.
But-
The fact that you don't know who Alexander Ovechkin is
Ovechkin, yeah.
terrifying to me.
All I know is Wayne Gretzky. That's only
Do
hockey.
you not know who Ovechkin is?
I do,
either?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Dude's been playing hockey in Washington since like 04.
For
Who's
21
the
years.
equivalent? Put him in baseball terms. Who's like his counterpart?
Dude, Miguel Cabrera, better than Miguel Cabrera.
Better than Miguel Cabrera.
He has more goals. He's Babe Ruth, bro. He
Yeah.
has the most goals in hockey.
Yeah,
ever.
no.
I
He
saw
just broke
that,
it.
but I suppose he's like not. Wayne Gretzky still has that 1,000.
Well, he's got points.
He has
he's got more
assists.
assists. Like he's got more points than him.
I know
Like,
that.
So all right, maybe when we go Babe Ruth, maybe we go Alex Rodriguez, like 600 home runs almost, but no steroids.
Because that's the
A
thing.
Rod without steroid. Let's go Jim Thome. Like he's like a Thome. 850 goals or something he's got, and I
Yeah.
think they did it in the same amount of games.
Did you
Like, something
see
like
the
that.
comparisons? He broke the record exactly 21 years after I think when he was drafted. Exactly
Yeah.
to the day
That's crazy.
he got the scoring record.
I kind
on
of
that
hope he
day.
comes back next year
21.
and
That's
like,
somebody- 'cause
smokes the record.
I just
Like,
keep
puts like
talking-
another 40 on it.
I wouldn't be surprised because
Dude,
he
he's
doesn't seem like
killing
he's
it
gonna.
right now.
Yeah,
He scores like I don't know if like people are just letting him do it.
it's
But it's
It's
literally
kinda
like I
like-
kept getting a notification like every other day, like, oh, Ovechkin scores again.
he's a
only two away.
.6 per game.
That's
score.
what I'm
Or
gonna
I
say,
think it's a
'cause, like, it
.6
could-
or .62,
It could
which
be.
is there's only
Crazy.
4 people better.
It
Than
could
him.
be. It could be like what they did with Albert Pujols when he was chasing 700. The people just pitched down the dick for him because
Yeah.
you're not gonna
Dude,
like
he was
not.
smoking balls too.
Because like you see, like he hit in the game he hit 700. He was at Dodger Stadium. He had 2 home runs that game. He
Yeah,
was like
99
50
or
years
so.
old, hitting fucking pit. Like even the home run derby, people said that Schwarber lost on purpose to Pujols to make him get That,
I wouldn't lose to anybody on purpose.
Absolutely
Like, are you
not.
kidding me?
even to let
Absolutely
someone,
not.
even to let
Nah, that
someone.
Nah,
dude
my
can sit
ego's too
behind
big.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can, I'm such a sore loser. I will never deny this. I hate losing. I don't
Me
care
too.
what it
Yeah.
is. I don't care how small it is. If I lose, there's a little part of me where I'm like,
I hate it.
fuck you for winning.
Yeah,
You know what's
I
like one-
actually
really,
hate you for a little bit.
And
yeah.
it sucks because there's a lot of times where I actually don't mind losing to like if I'm losing to a friend, great, they want, but there's still a little piece of me that's just like, nah, I should have.
Marco knows. Whenever we play fucking Xbox, I hate losing any fucking game, and especially I suck at MLB, and I still hate against losing at him. He plays 24/7
Oh,
that
yeah.
game, and I still hate I get
He's lucky.
swept constantly, but I hate losing. Especially I only beat him once, and it was an actual game. I beat him once, barely.
He probably cried himself to sleep that
Yeah,
night.
I know.
Probably. I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
love so
that.
I'm so mad. I can't even play MLB online anymore. For some reason, the internet that I have, that game is the only game I can't play online.
Really?
Like, yeah, anytime I try to get into a game, it like fails. But me and my cousin used to play it all the time. But when we play each other, we play fastballs only. So we just throw nothing but fastballs.
We've done that before.
Dude, yeah, it's usually like a 20 to 25 game or something like
I
that.
get
Like,
smoked like
oh, yeah.
19 to
Even-
5.
dude, there's
I-
times my cousin's really good. He'll hit like 7 home runs in a row, and I'm just like, this is getting brutal, bro.
Yes.
Even if I do it to him, sometimes he'll just miss it. I'm like, dude, it's fucking. I mean,
Dude,
kid,
fastballs down the middle.
I'll put
I'm
in
not-
I'll put in Clase or Degrom who throws 100 down the middle. Like you can't hate that.
Yeah, no shit. It's 100.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to point out before you about the goal shit. It pisses me off that Alex Rodriguez is at 696 home runs.
Yeah,
Get
dude,
the
4 more.
get
Like,
the
that's
fucking
crazy.
4 home runs and
He should
quit.
unretire right now.
You're so close to joining is such a rare exclusive club. Just fucking do
I
it.
really think if he came back right now, he would still be able
He's
to
in
hit
good
4
shape.
home runs. He could hit 4 home runs.
He's in good,
100%. Like,
especially
100%.
if they give him the pool hole treatment or just pitch
even
down the
without
middle.
that, I still think
He
this
could
dude.
do
You
DH
give him
and just-
100 games, he's gonna hit 4 home runs. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just no doubt about that.
That pisses me off so much because at that point, if I'm in my 50s, you have people. Rarely now, people in their 50s still fucking playing.
Yeah, Jamie. You remember Jamie Moore? That dude pitched till he was like 48,
You
49.
like a Maddox and
MLB, I
Nolan
feel like-
Ryan.
MLB,
Was
I
he
feel like
50?
you can go the farthest in your age.
That
Now-
and golf.
Hockey maybe.
I think
Golf.
No.
Oh, well,
Are
100%
you nuts?
golf. Hockey?
Hockey?
Absolutely
I've
not.
seen old
There's
hockey.
not a lot of people who have long careers in hockey. Not like Ovechkin and Crosby. There's not
No.
that many guys.
I don't
like
think
that.
you understand the
I do
strain.
agree with you, but
Hockey is
golf,
the
though.
most gruesome
No, golf.
sport.
Yo, if you can be really good at any sport, golf. You can play till you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
fucking 80. Bro.
Yeah.
Like Arnold
Fucking-
Palmer played forever.
Like,
They
oh my
have a
God, John-
senior. They have a senior basically
Yeah.
tour
mm-hmm.
for people like
Hell,
60
you
and
fucking
plus.
have
I
Donald
suck
Trump
at
right now
golf.
in his 70s playing golf. The fuck?
Yeah, that's
And-
it's something you
Is
can
Trump in his
do.
70s?
Yeah, Trump's
Yes.
79.
Shut the fuck up.
He's
That
70.
dude's almost 80.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
he's gonna be older than
79.
Biden.
I'm gonna be honest. Dude looks great for being
I
fucking
know.
80. That's kind of crazy.
He hides
Like,
it under the suit. He takes
that's
that shit off and
insane.
just
What?
sags.
He's
But look
got
at his face.
the-
His like, dude, just compare
He
him
has
and
the neck
Biden.
dussy.
Like, only like.
Do you see?
That's
I
okay.
love watching his press conference because all I look is his fucking neck dussy because it looks like a fucking.
But he's 80. He should have that.
know.
Like, it's not that bad for being 80. My
know.
grandmother's was
It's
worse
the
than his, bro.
You comparing Nick
Yeah.
Dussies?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
It's distract. But look at
Never get your
fucking
rocks off. my guy.
look at fucking John Daly, man. You don't need to be fucking thin to play
Dude used
golf.
to smoke like
Oh.
60 cigarettes and
Dude,
like
have you
just
seen
drink
his
beers
golf-
while he was
Every day
playing. He
still.
Have you
dog.
seen his golf
Little
carts?
golfing like no shoes too. He's a lunatic.
He's barefoot, but he can be fucking pissed drunk and he'll fucking like.
Hey,
He'll
He'll
still be
die.
amazing. He'll be
He'll
better.
die.
Dude, he had. I remember one story where he's talking. He's just like, yeah, they were talking about going out drinking, and Tiger Woods wouldn't come with us. I drank like all day, and then I came out and I shot 6 shots below him, and I was like, that's nuts, bro. Like,
He's an animal. That's
really
one
is.
dude. That's he. So we're at an hour 41. That's not bad though.
not
Yeah.
bad at all.
It's crazy though.
I
I love it though. I think that
want to get into golf. You went golfing
I want-
recently.
Suck at golf.
I can hit long. That's it. I
But
don't know
that's
how
the problem,
accurate
though,
I'd
like,
actually be.
I
When
want
it comes down to
golfing.
it.
All I
Golfing.
do is long,
I know.
but never.
I'm more of a
accurate.
short. I'm more of a short game.
Dude, I'd be
so-
slicing. Is it slicing or hooking when
Slice.
you hit it to the right?
I
Go
hit.
ahead.
I'll aim left and my
Hook. Hook is the thing
No,
to
it's
right.
slice.
Slight.
It's slicing.
Is hook to the left then?
It doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, whatever it is, I
Oh.
fucking do it every time.
But the thing is that like, I like golf. Like it seems like a relaxing sport, but like, my fucking god, like like I said, I went this past weekend and I shot 109. I
Shit,
didn't.
What was the par?
I don't even fucking-
77 or something like that.
So
Probably like
extra-
55, 60.
so fucking it like that's the
Double
thing.
bogey every single hole.
100%. I fucking play like shit. I had so many mulligans, so many fucking like.
What you should do is pitch and
Drop
putt.
balls.
Pitch and putt is dope.
I mean,
So there's one over in Morrisville. All you do, you need 2 clubs the whole way. You bring a pitching wedge and a putter. That's all you need. And it's an 18-hole course, but like every hole is like 100 yards at most. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
remember I used to do it a decent amount when I was younger, and I hit a hole in one on one of them. Like,
Wow.
dude, I lost my mind. I don't know how I did it, but like I remember it specifically being the one right next to the road. It was just a straight shot, 100 yards, and it just rolled perfectly down the green right into the hole.
Yeah.
But that I can't play real golf. Like anything over
No,
like 300
man.
yards, I'm cooked.
It's bad because like you see all these guys like you have like a Tiger Woods' son, a fucking prodigy of his son. Like people are
Well,
gonna call
it's
him a
in his
nepo
genes.
baby, but like dude, he's fucking in his like early teens cooking older men.
Yes. Well,
And that's the thing though, is that like you have to take accountability of the weather, the wind, the temp, like you have to like study the course. Like I'm like my brother, right? He's good at golf. He's good. He likes going to the golf range. He likes to anytime he gets. And then there's me who like doesn't really have a passion for it anymore. I did go getting old. I did when I was younger, but like now I'm like I just don't have the time or effort to like get good at it. And obviously the reason why like you said, older people are
need
good at
time.
it. What?
you need time to get good
Exactly.
at it.
That's
the
why like
problem.
you have older people who are like in their 70s and
60s are
80s
good.
who are fucking really good because they're retired. They have all the free time they
Yeah.
want to get good at the
They're
game. Like,
golfing almost every single day. if
I'm not
twice
saying
a
you
day.
have to be old to be good at the game. There's like I say, kids younger than me are fucking really good at But that's why I think golf is in the top 3 hardest sports. I think it's not in order. Not in order. I think it's baseball, golf, soccer.
Soccer.
Soccer's hard.
No,
You
no,
just gotta be
no.
You just gotta be
Soccer
a
is
freak at
one of the
running.
lower ones.
No.
Dude, I
No,
really
the
don't think
problem
soccer's that hard.
is-
As long as you're like got really good cardio, like you could be good.
But
Yeah.
you gotta know the passing. You gotta know like.
Dude, I can kick a ball pretty
Yeah, I was gonna
accurate,
say
and
if
I've
you
never
can
played.
kick a ball,
no.
you're only using one thing. You're kicking basically forward, and then
I know, but
dribbling.
the dribbling part and not trying to get your
Yeah.
like fucking ankles twisted. Like, I think. Well, what's your top 3 hardest?
top 3 hardest.
Not in order.
Not in order. Golf is definitely up there. That's
Golf,
a
yeah.
very challenging
Yeah.
sport.
Dude, baseball's crazy. Hitting a ball coming at you at 100 miles
Yes.
an hour.
You have, like I said, I was
nuts.
talking to my parents. You have like Deion Sanders, who said baseball is way harder than football. Hitting that ball is fucking.
So I've played a lot of sport. Like growing, like I played like organized. I've played baseball, basketball, roller hockey, football in middle school. I've never played organized soccer, but definitely out of all
played
the,
soccer.
like
yeah.
baseball was 100% the hardest for me. I mean, like not the hardest for me. I was really good at baseball, but compared to like basketball, it was hard for me because I was slow and I was like slow and big, so I
Yeah.
didn't really like that wasn't good for me.
Yeah.
Hockey, I wasn't bad at. I wasn't bad at hockey at all.
I couldn't tell.
I was
you
also
that.
like I could lay a kid out if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I was still like my stick handling was good too. Like, I
Once
could
you
score.
get the skating part down, and then you
Yeah.
get your stick handling, you're golden.
mostly
Or
the
for
skating
most
too.
part,
I
you're
feel
pretty
like
good.
the skating is really what it is.
Yeah.
And I grew up playing like hockey. We played hockey at the park
Yep.
all the time. They had like a
Yep.
rink up there. I also grew up in a house of figure skaters. Like all my sisters were really good figure skaters. I
Right
remember
there.
they won like state tournaments. We ended up at where's the Mall of America? I think it's in Minnesota.
I think
It's
so.
like
yeah.
a
think
huge
so.
mall,
Yeah,
like
I
a big
think so.
mall in the
Yep.
country. So we ended up there because they won like states and they were in like a tournament out there or something. They were really good. So I skated a little bit. I think I did one ice skating competition with them. They did they had a Rugrats theme and they needed someone for a dog. So I literally had skates on my feet and my hands, and
Oh,
I
wow.
was just like going back and forth like a
hell
dog. What was it? Spike from Rugrats, the dog. So I was him. I was probably like 9 when that happened. But that was pretty cool.
But like
I definitely put boxing up there. I think boxing would be third, or boxing / MMA.
Martial
fighting in
arts.
general,
One of those,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's third. I would definitely say.
Yeah, I'd
not
probably
in
put
order,
MMA over boxing just a little bit. I don't even know because there's so much like technical rules to boxing. I feel like
but- yeah,
that it would make it a little
I
harder
think
to do.
because I think. I mean, it's not like you're not trained equal to the same, but you're trained more because you have to
It's
protect more of your body
so-
in UFC than boxing. Boxing, you get to worry about your body and your face. You got to worry about your legs. You got to worry about like anywhere in your body besides
Yeah.
obviously the crotch. Is on limits.
yes, and it's like, I think that's probably, if not the hardest sport, because it's not only so technical. You got to try to win and you know all the training, everything,
Right.
but the toll it takes on your body,
Oh,
even after
yeah.
one fight,
Yeah,
let alone continuously doing it. It's
I remember my cousin like
Crazy.
we got a little bit into UFC like right towards the end of high school, and he was like, "Oh man, we just watched him fight. We're not gonna see him for like another year." I'm like, "Yeah, because he just got his ass whooped, bro. Like,
yeah, he needs
you
time.
need some time. Like these dudes are gonna like he's got a concussion for 6 months right now.
Yeah.
Like this is not.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like
yeah.
That's the thing with because you see, like I do think because baseball. I don't want to I'm not trying to be biased because I fucking love baseball.
Yeah.
But like, I'm pretty sure if you I think me and Colin were talking about it a couple days ago at work. Is that if you stick an outfielder and any other like if you put an outfielder like say as a quarterback, they're gonna be fine. Like I'm pretty sure if you put fucking Tom Brady in the outfield, he's gonna be fine. He's not fast.
Tom
He'll
Brady in
fucking-
the what?
In the outfield.
Oh,
He'll
okay.
fucking
Yeah, like
hawk
throwing
somebody.
somebody out, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like he was a catcher for the
Yeah,
Expos.
he actually
Yeah.
got drafted
Yeah.
into the MLB.
And like that's the thing is that like I'm pretty sure if you put a basketball person in the MLB, he's not.
I don't
good.
think a single basketball player could
No.
be like an MLB player.
No,
I mean,
vice
yes,
versa.
it's
Not one
kind
MLB
of hard to
to
argue
an
with
NBA.
NFL because there are NFL MLB like like Russell Wilson was
Russell Wilson,
Bo Jackson,
Tyler
Deion
Allen,
Sanders.
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, a lot of them.
There's a lot that
of
got
football.
drafted and then picked football. Well,
Which
you
is
get paid for-
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like you get so like I don't know if it's like a games thing like 16 compared to 162.
Yeah,
There's so much more money in baseball than there is in football.
Yeah,
Like
the
absurdly.
thing is though, the percentage that's getting paid compared to a lot amount compared to the NFL is a huge margin, I think. Because if you think you got for the MLB per team, you might have one or two people making 200 million plus.
Sure.
But the problem is with the 200 million, it's for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Where NFL, you're getting paid. Pat Mahomes, I think he signed for 520 some million or
Right.
something like that, but it's for 10. Where Juan got around 700, whatever.
765.
For 15.
Right.
So if you break it down, they're making less than somebody that's in the NFL.
I mean,
Well,
some of
and
it's
there's only
deferred.
16 games.
Yeah, it also depends on what their contract. Because when you look at Shohei Ohtani, he signed that huge contract,
Yes.
but he's only getting $2 million every year
Right now.
until like
10 years from now,
Yeah,
and then he
like-
goes
Well, as
to
of
20, or
recently, especially
whatever it
with the
is.
breaking news with Vladimir Guerrero, he just got paid $500 million straight up. Like he's not getting any deferred money. He's
oh
getting,
wait, really?
Yeah, he's straight up $500 million for 14 years.
So like they're giving him a $500 million check.
Right off the rip like that.
That's
Get it done.
crazy.
On like fucking Bobby Bonilla, fucking Mets dumbass.
God,
Have
love
to-
that dude.
Have to pay him what, $20 million for the next decade now?
Yeah, that dude was smart. He hasn't played baseball since the '90s, and he gets paid like a couple million every
Yeah.
year.
Because of how
Genius.
fucking stupid. Every Mets fan hates Bobby Bonilla Day.
What's the MLB league minimum?
I don't think there is.
Do you know?
For money wise?
Dude, it
Money,
might be
like league minimum.
You mean like a
750.
salary cap?
Yeah, no,
No,
like
like
the minimum contract that
Yeah.
a player
Oh,
signed.
It's
think
like,
it's
300,000.
I think it's
Is it?
300. Yeah.
Okay.
300 or
Where
500,000.
NFL, I think is 750, or it might be
Same
a
like
million
the
now.
NBA. I remember the NBA was like 750.
Yeah.
I think I only knew
NFL
that
is
too
the
from that
same.
Adam Sandler movie.
That's what they
Yeah.
were
Where he gets
talking
Bo
about.
Cruz. What's that movie called?
Oh,
Billy Madison?
Are you kidding me?
I don't know if that's the name of the movie.
The basketball movie where he goes and he gets that dude Bo Cruz. Adam Sandler's like
Oh,
the scout
oh
for the
my
Sixers.
God.
Longest
what's that
Yard-
called?
Oh, Hustle?
Is that what it was
I
called?
think it's called Hustle.
It might be.
It might
yeah.
be Hustle.
I was
yeah.
also just
fuck
kept
you guys.
confusing it with the Uncut Gems. That other
I thought you
movie
were about
he
The
did.
Longest Yard, but that's football.
That's a great movie too.
I love Longest
Joey
Yard.
Diaz is in that movie. Joey Diaz is
So
one of
many
my favorite
wrestlers in
guys
that.
ever.
Khali, Goldberg, Stone
You
Cold.
know who Joey Diaz is?
Yeah.
You listen to Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
he's
Joe
on Joe
Diaz.
Rogan
Yeah, I know
sometimes.
Diaz.
Dude,
I love
Joey
that
Diaz.
cocksucker.
Yeah.
But-
Some of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life has come from Joey Diaz.
Oh, 100%.
He's got this one
100%.
about this guy they called Fucked Up Freddy. And it was this dude who worked at a gas station. And back in the day, like, well, Jersey, you pump, like, you don't
Yeah,
pump your
you don't
gas.
yeah,
they
pay
it's
pump
for
the
it
it
only
for you.
state that does that still.
Yeah, and they still do it. But back in the day, like, it was all cash basically. So they would get like $2,000 and then they would make a drop into like a floor safe or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one night they were just trying to come up with a way to make money. Joey Diaz was a real big piece of shit
Yes.
back in the day.
Yep.
Love it. He's a great guy now. He's awesome. Glad he turned his life around. But like they were just trying to figure out a way to make money, and they were like, "Let's go rob, Freddie down there." And so they went down there and they like beat him up a little bit. They robbed him, and then the guy came up to him like a week or two later, and he was like, Are you the ones who robbed me the other night? And they're like, "No, it wasn't us." He's like, "No, I could tell by your voice." And he's like, "Listen, I'll let you guys rob me like once a month. You can calm down. You beat me up a little bit, but you just got to get me an 8-ball of Coke because my girlfriend will only let me fuck her if I have an 8-ball of Coke." So they would go down there. They would beat this dude up, steal like $2,000 off him like once a month, give him a little 8-ball, and then they would just be fine. Like they would just get all this
Oh
money
my
for
What
no
the
reason.
fuck?
Yeah.
I never
Dude,
heard
there
of
was
that.
no
Yep.
cameras back in the day.
Yeah.
They got away with so much stuff back
Yes.
in the day. He tells all his story. Dude, he kidnapped a guy and he went to jail for it. That's what Joey Diaz, like his big thing was he kidnapped this guy. And the funniest thing is he's telling the story. He's like, "Well, that guy was really fucked up too. He was a bad guy too. So, but like it was
It's
over
okay.
drugs or something, right?"
Yeah.
And but to this day, once a month he calls the guy that he kidnapped, and they talk, and they're like friends now.
That's
Like
good.
they have like a little comedy. He's like, yeah, we just talked the other day.
Just a
and we had
couple
good
of
time."
guys.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
dude, he's got some crazy
yeah.
stuff.
I
I
love
love Joey.
I just watched. He was on Two Bears.
I love
Okay.
it.
Oh yeah,
I love
Okay.
that.
I love
I
Bert
every
Kreischer.
every Monday. I always listen.
Two
to
Bears
those.
is good.
He was just on there.
Tom Segura, I love. He's got some of his stand-ups are some of my favorites.
Did you
Yeah,
see
he's really
that
good.
Bert Kreischer was just on Monday
Bert
Night
Kreischer?
Raw?
Oh no, I didn't.
Was he?
Yeah, he choke slammed somebody for
I
fun.
think he's cool. I don't get the whole shirt being off thing. I'm gonna be honest.
think
That, it's his signature. The problem
that
is
and the
he's-
machine.
He kind of started it a little bit, but now everybody's trying to do it, so it's like
It's
less
not
his
that.
thing.
It's just that like it's an overused shtick that he's been doing for the past 2 days.
Yeah,
I think
it's
he
kind
could
of his
stop
thing,
now.
but now everybody else is doing
Because
it.
like
so
they
it has
literally
less
made
effect.
a whole movie about that and the machine. Like
Well, that kind of jump started his career.
I know.
in
I watched that
2016,
like
18
yeah. It
when
was
that
really
story
young.
came out. That he really jump started him.
We
I
gotta
don't want
watch.
to say jump started him, but like pushed him
Put
up
it-
to
I-
that.
that's how I
next level
figured.
Comedian.
That's how I found out about him, about the machine story.
Yeah, that's so. So I think we'll cut it here. It's been
Seems good.
almost 2 hours
Fun.
now. You know,
How long has it been?
almost 2 hours.
Look
Hour
at that.
54.
Fuck that.
You guys got
yeah.
some editing to do.
Nah, fuck it. We
Honestly,
do it
we
live.
don't do any
Post it.
editing.
If you want to be our editor, I know you like editing.
I don't know anything about editing audio. I'm gonna be honest.
But this was
It's
fun.
actually a
I
lot more
think
complicated than you realize.
yeah,
It
probably.
sucks.
It really. I'm sure it is.
I tried to cut out like 10 seconds. It took me like 30 minutes
I'm
to
sure.
do it. It's
try not to dox yourself because we're not editing that. Good luck. If you get leaked, you're leaked, buddy. I'm
Come
sorry.
find me.
Yeah, his phone number is 2.
No, you're so funny.
But yeah, I think that was a successful first
I think that was
guest
awesome.
appearance.
100%.
We gotta do more. We gotta start planning our next.
Oh,
we
yeah,
don't know who
we-
our next guest is.
Yeah,
But
Me.
we got a couple more ideas.
you're definitely coming back.
He's come back on 100%.
We're gonna have to do something later on. But
But do like
25?
something special.
exactly, this banger. Hey, also we didn't even like acknowledge this is our 10th episode, our first double.
Yeah,
digit.
this is our first
Woo!
double-digit episode.
First double digit, and more to come, and then eventually we do triple digit. Maybe be back for the triple. No, we'll be back on soon.
No, he'll be on before we triple digit.
Sounds
We don't
good,
have
man.
that many people.
And then
we
the
know.
4 digit, and then the 5, and then. But if you guys end up enjoying this episode of the podcast, and you guys want more guest appearance, please don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, follow us on social medias. All that will be in the description down below. We'll leave all Colin stuff down too. If you want to follow him on TikTok, do you want any other platform? Or just
Yeah,
TikTok?
why don't you shout yourself
just
out?
on TikTok. The exits are missing on TikTok. Yeah, no, that's it.
I'll leave all that in the description down
Yeah.
below.
Perfect.
Any closing thoughts, you two?
Stay golden.
I like it.
Big fun.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace. Have a good night.
Later.